The number 2 team in the country and the regular season champions spanked in Arkansas tonight.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
I
hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
A lot of you remember that call from Tim Brando back in 1999 when your Arkansas Razorbacks welcomed in the number 2 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, and put a beat down on them that night. It was an incredible game, one of the best, if not the best, atmospheres in Bud Walton Arena history. And you're hoping for something special tonight as the number 1 team in the country comes to your house. The first time in Bud Walton Arena history that has happened where the number 1 team is coming to pay you for a visit. It's going to be fun tonight. We're excited. We're going to have pregame coverage beginning right here at 5:30, ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. Going to be talking it all day here on the Morning Rush, halftime, and Ruskin and Zach as well. Chris Lowe went on McElroy and Kublik of Jocks yesterday in Birmingham and was talking about potential replacements for Brian Harsin. That is something that is going to be a fun SEC football conversation we'll have the next week or so because it is only a matter of time before the former Boise State head coach and current Auburn head coach is let go. Everyone seems to believe that unless a miracle happens, he is headed out the door. And we're going to talk to a former national champion this morning, Clint McDaniel, who's going to be joining us, a part of the 94 national championship team and the runner-up in 95. Really excited to hear what he thinks about the game tonight, the basketball program being back at a steady place considering how long it was before they made the Elite Eight before last season.
Kind of got a football feel going into tonight, right? Like a big football atmosphere and anticipation for what should be a lot of fun. I hope the game lives up to everyone's kind of pre-game expectation. I haven't talked to many people that think Auburn's going to win tonight, even though they're the number 1 team. And
Auburn fans don't think they're going to win tonight.
I know. I mean, and they've won 19 straight. I think the long winning streak has probably got them as spooked as anything right now. But Auburn's a really good basketball team. History is not on your side if you're a Razorback because, first of all, you've never hosted number 1. But when you've hosted these top-tier teams and your program history against number 1, it's okay at 4-5, but it's gonna be a tough sledding tonight for Arkansas. A lot of things have to go right, but you feel cautiously optimistic, or at least how I feel, cautiously optimistic. You've got the talent, you got the ability, and I feel all in that this coaching staff can put a game plan together. Can they execute is the question when you kind of get smacked in the mouth tonight. So. I'm optimistic that they can play very well against Auburn tonight.
So help me out with this. They've lost to UNLV, who is number 1 in Barnhill. They lost to Houston with Clyde Drexler, Phi Slamma Jamma. They beat Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's the only number 1 win, right?
Yes,
for
correct.
The program.
What are the ones at home or non-NCAA tournament? Because they played UMass, they played UCLA. Some of these guys are number 1s, but those were NCAA tournaments.
Yeah, I know the one win is the one you just mentioned, North Carolina and Pine Bluff's the one and only time you've beaten number 1. Mm-hmm. So I mean, your record against number 1, not great. You've beaten Auburn as number 2, as we heard in the intro. What is the difference between 1 and 2? I mean, I understand the literal difference, but I mean, as far as the quality of the team, if you're playing a top 2, 3, 4 team in the country, they're pretty similar. So the fact that they've got a 1 by their name just will make it a little bit sweeter if you can pull it off tonight.
What I found kind of significant, and I say significant, I found interesting was Auburn fans. Again, I like to get a pulse and a feel of opposing fans before entering games, kind of like I did with Texas before the football game and this game tonight. I saw on 24/7's Auburn message board, a lot of the fans expect to lose tonight for the Tigers. And I was kind of surprised at that. It's like Arkansas is a good team. We don't play well here. Speaking of Auburn, Auburn has not had a lot of success inside of Bud Walton Arena and inside of Barnhill Arena, which is I don't know if that plays into tonight, but that is something that I was like, oh, these Auburn fans are kind of expecting their first loss in SEC conference play as of tonight.
You mentioned the number ones. Houston would be another number one team you played back in the 80s, but this will only be the Arkansas has only faced the number one team in Fayetteville twice. Number 1 Houston beat number 5 Arkansas in 1983, and then you mentioned the UNLV game that happened in 1991. So Arkansas 1-11 all time when playing the number one team in the country, and we know that beating Michael Jordan was the only time you came out on the right end of that. So time to change things, right?
Flip the script, get it going. That's what this team wants to do tonight. And I listened to Eric Musselman yesterday. It's really difficult as a head coach to you don't want to, again, overplay a game. And I know Jalen Williams and others have said, it's faceless opponent. That was a term they used a lot last year. And Kamani Johnson spoke to, and it's like, no, we're really excited about this game. They have to at least publicly say this is just another game, but this is much more than another game tonight. This team is not lost in conference yet. This is the game, if you remember last season, we'll hear what Muss says about it later on. This game where you turned the tide. You were down 19 to this Auburn team last year, and all of a sudden you turned something on and your season outlook changed. You won that game. You came roaring back. Sharif Cooper got double-teamed, and you got after him a little bit, and the entire complexion of your basketball team changed after that win. We'll see what happens if this team tonight, you win this game, you're going to be ranked as of next week, assuming you don't get just crushed by Alabama, which I think if you beat Auburn tonight, you're going to give Alabama a run for their money, if not beat them this week. You'd love to be the Kings of Alabama as of this week. And Bruce Pearl's a really good coach. He brings in Walker Kessler. He's got talented. He's got a top 3 guy, Jabari Smith. Jabari Parker played for Duke years ago. This is not an easy matchup tonight, but I think there's a lot of fans thinking inside the state and then outside the state in Auburn that think the Razorbacks are going to find a way to win this game.
Got to watch the fives, the big guys, Jalen Williams and Kessler. Which one has foul trouble? I hope neither do. I mean, it'll be a better basketball game and more entertaining if both players are allowed to play a lot of minutes because they avoid foul trouble. That's some of the early analysis and things in the game you got to watch, because does Arkansas have good point guard play tonight? Are they taking care of the ball? Auburn has the ability to turn you over and create points in transition. Arkansas has had, and they only had 6 turnovers the other night against State. They played a different kind of defensive set, but Auburn's going to do something much more aggressive tonight. Can Arkansas keep a handle on the ball? Can you keep the turnovers to fewer than a dozen? Musselman would like 9 or less. I think you'd settle for 12 tonight if you knew that was the limit on turning the ball over. You can't give free possessions away in a game that, if Auburn has their way, there will be a lot of possessions, a lot of up and down, a lot of looks at the basket tonight. So, to me, Ty, foul trouble with your big guy and taking care of the basketball. I know those are basics, but basics work in a game like this.
He talked about tempo yesterday, and we'll hear from Eric Musselman again later on. What I think was good, I know a lot of you were frustrated to see this, it's good that Arkansas is not ranked heading into this game, because I guarantee you that was used yesterday. Muss mentioned it in his press conference yesterday, how apparently people don't think we deserve to be ranked. Well, you tell every team, well, you want to get ranked? Mm-hmm. Beat them tonight. That's all you got to do. That is a motivation.
They can't deny
factor.
you if you win tonight.
Nope. That is
in fact, how far do you think you go in the poll with a win tonight?
Against the number 1 team that hasn't lost a conference game, hasn't lost since November the 24th.
Where would you debut at?
Double overtime. I'd say you'd go up pretty high.
Assuming you took care of business at the end of the week. All right, fun stuff. Clay Henry will be here. Bruce Stanton from Pradco Fishing joins us in the 7 a.m. hour. He loves Bruce Pearl. Man, does he hit the former Tennessee coach? I say that tongue firmly planted in the cheek. Hey, we're brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is the number. If you don't have high def in every room, whole home DVR, all the features, all the things you want enjoying your TV experience. Maybe you've cut the cord and the streaming services just aren't satisfying you with the ability to flip between channels quickly, the DVR features, all of those things. Make the move back to Dish for just $90 a month. And Channel 5 is back on Dish as well. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
Apparently Texas is looking to hire David Cutcliffe. I want to talk about that next.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels here, when it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why He feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and He promised when He went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or showroom packed with brand new units. They have a great selection of Kawasaki bikes featuring the Ninja Z900, the KLR 650, and the Ninja 400. Wheeler Power Sports has everyone covered for all ages and all the gear and protection to keep them safe. Looking for that side-by-side or ATV for this spring? Wheeler Power Sports has the best in-stock selection in the area, and they can special order to fulfill your need. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Jelco Outdoors is your Valentine gift store for that special Valentine on your list. For the guys, check out the great selection of pocket knives, fishing equipment, hunting supplies, work and casual clothing, work and western boots, and a great selection of handguns, rifles, and shotguns. Just arrived, a new selection of Duke Cannon soaps, colognes, and personal care items. Give your Valentine a gift from Jelco Outdoors. And of course, a Jelco gift card always fits. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Start the new year at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's Grill and Cantina has daily specials like Mexicali Monday with 2 of your favorite sides, Taco Tuesdays with crispy tacos just $1 each, and don't forget everyone's favorite Fajita Fridays. And watch every Hogs game at Joe's. Half-price apps and taps during every televised game. The best Tex-Mex in town is at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Wade with a rebound, feeds Note right wing, and he buried a three.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
So this is from 24/7 Sports that Texas is reportedly trying to add David Cutcliffe to their off-the-field staff as an offensive analyst. And you say, why is this a big deal? It's because they're in the Arch Manning sweepstakes. And we know that Cutcliffe had ties with Peyton, with Eli, and now it looks like that the Longhorns are trying to lure Arch to Texas by recruiting, because he was the offensive coordinator at both Ole Miss and Tennessee, correct? Okay.
Tennessee first, obviously.
Yeah, Tennessee first with Peyton, and then Eli comes in to Ole Miss. But this is an interesting story, and I want to talk about it in just a sec.
All right, before we talk about the Shorthorns, let me remind you, if you are looking for a place to watch the game tonight and you want to crunch down on some tacos, you can go to Joe's Grill and Cantina. $1 tacos all day. It's Taco Tuesday. So you can get $1 crunchy beef and chicken tacos tonight. The chicken are sneaky good. So don't just run in there and order you a basket of the crunchy beef tacos and overlook the chicken. If you've had it, you know what I mean. Plus, the sides are just 75 cents, so great way to enjoy the game. Plus, when the game is on tonight, so, beginning 6 o'clock, you can have half-price apps and taps. So the Mexican pizza, the sampler platter, all your favorite stuff on the appetizer menu, half price. And maybe more importantly, the beers are half price. So that'll all be tonight for the game at Joe's, and $1 tacos all day. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
One of the cool things I've enjoyed following this Arch Manning situation is Cooper, his dad, remember Peyton and Eli's brother, he makes him play basketball, too. Now, I don't know if he plays baseball, but he's currently in basketball season. And, again, this is the highest-rated quarterback in the class of 2023, and yet Cooper's still encouraging him to play basketball and stuff. I just think that in today's day and age, there's so many people that focus on a single sport. I think it's cool to see, again, the highest-rated quarterback, 5-star kid, #1 player consensus that's playing basketball this year.
Well, and some football coaches, particularly with like tight ends, want to see how a tight end would play in basketball, to see how their hands and all that.
Footwork.
And normally those guys would be a post or a 5 for most teams in basketball. I've always thought it was a shame when, it doesn't really happen with the best players, because if the best players on any high school campus want to play 2 sports, they're going to play 2 sports, because, it's not like the football coach is going to not play them because they're not in the off-season program, they're playing basketball. But that player that's right in the middle, that might be a decent role player, or, just find a fit with the basketball team, isn't allowed to do both a lot of times, or there's a lot of pressure to not do that. So I think you only get one chance to go through high school. You only get one experience at that. Don't limit that experience. So whether it's baseball and football, basketball, whatever it is, hopefully you get to do everything you want to do. You only get to go through it once. That off-season program can wait.
Should Arkansas even make an attempt to try and recruit this kid? Is there even a point? Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas, Tennessee's going to be involved too.
You seem like you'd be way behind in the Manning
sweepstakes.
The Arch Manning sweepstakes, yeah. Everybody else has spent how many months at this point, years, recruiting him. So, Ole Miss seems like, the obvious fit, but it seems, from everything you read and hear, that may not be where he goes.
You think he's going to have too much pressure on him based on all these different hype trains that continue to fall? His NIL deal when he gets to campus is going to be insane wherever he ends up.
Who's got more pressure, him or the coach that gets him? Because what if you don't win with him? If he goes to a place like Ole Miss, which, seems like the logical fit because of the family ties, what if you're Lane Kiffin there and you don't win with someone with a last name Manning, who's got streets named after him? They changed the speed limit because of the kid's grandfather. Just keep going through
hotel key
the
cards.
Uncle, all of it. Mm-hmm. Who's got more pressure, the head coach, particularly at Ole Miss, or the player?
That's a good question. Who has more pressure when Arch Manning? I think it depends on where he ends up.
At Ole Miss, I don't think the pressure gets any larger, just because of the family ties.
Would you, if you're in his situation, would you want to go somewhere else outside of Ole Miss or Tennessee, just based on your uncles and your grandpa?
If I'm a quarterback in today's game, Alabama's going to be hard to pass up just based on what they have done for Heisman trophies, obviously this year, and possibly that 2 in a row. We'll see. But quarterbacks going in the draft, preparation, the defense you get to go up against in practice. You say every day, but to some degree, if Alabama's not the gold standard, then I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. But how do you not highly consider Alabama? And we know that Saban's in on this because, as far as the recruitment, because we saw him appear on the Manning cast. You think in the middle of the year?
What do you say? I love to coach a Manning.
Yeah, how do you not feel like that was done for one purpose and one purpose only?
Mm-hmm. He's very intelligent, and he was on there for one specific reason, and that was to get Arch Manning to his campus. I just wonder again with the legacy aspect of Archie, Peyton, Eli having the number 1 ranking, not just as a quarterback, but the entire class next to your name, regardless of where you end up. I wonder if it would be even more added pressure to go to Ole Miss or go to Tennessee. If you go somewhere else, there's still pressure, no question about it, but it's not the same elevation. That's for in-state kids, too. If you're a 5-star in-state kid at Arkansas, there's a ton of pressure to go to that in-state school, and when you get to that in-state school, you're expected to pan out. If you go to somewhere else, not to say, again, if you're a 5-star, there's not pressure, but it's just not the same type.
So adding David Cutcliffe to the staff would be probably a smart move, not just for Texas, but several other schools. I don't know that with Arch Manning, is that going to necessarily be the one thing that is a requirement to get another Manning on your campus? It worked with Peyton, it worked with Eli, but is that what you have to do? Any school in the country, does he really want an off-the-field analyst type, behind-the-scenes role? I mean,
he's 67.
How far would you go? I mean, obviously we know him last from being the head coach at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
How far would you go with making a hire in order? I always get it just feels squeamish or whatever. I mean, to hire somebody to get a kid to come to your school, hire. A lot of times in basketball, it's an uncle, it's a dad, it's a brother, it's a somebody. You're going to put them on staff to get a kid. That never seems to work out to the betterment of most institutions. So
tell me it didn't work out.
Cutcliffe's a little bit different here, though.
It didn't work out bringing Gus Malzahn in and getting Mitch Mustang, Damian Williams, and Ben Cleveland that 1 year. Do you think Arkansas fans would, if they had a chance to do it over?
That's a little. I mean, I don't know how much different it is than this. I mean, it's not his high school coach, but you did what you had to do to get 5 kids in that case. But it worked out for 1 year. But in the end. Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I asked the question, you think Arkansas, if the fans, and not that the fans decided, but I wonder if you ask Houston Nutt, if he had a chance to do it over again, he would probably not have hired Gus Malzahn just based on
he wouldn't have got them kids either.
Yeah,
so.
And that was the whole point. And that's not a direct family member, but that's the high school head coach. You were not getting Mitch Mustang without Gus Malzahn. People could say otherwise. You were not getting Mitch Mustang. You were not getting Damian Williams. You're not getting Ben Cleveland. Who's the other one? The other one went to Notre Dame. Who's the other part of the Springdale Five?
Clinkscales, was he? No, he was after that. Webb, Bartley Webb was the lineman.
Okay, and he came to Arkansas.
No, he went to Notre Dame. As far as for Springdale 5,
I just named 3: Damian, Mitch, Ben, Webb went to Notre Dame. Who's the 5th?
Tejada? No. Who's the kicker? Not Tejada. Tejada was way after that. Who was the kicker from there? There was another one.
I mean, Tejada was a kicker at Springdale,
right? But there was another when they were. I don't remember. We're going back 15 years. Damian Williams and Mitch Mustang were the 2 big ones, though, out of that, obviously. So you mentioned them. I don't remember. 6:15 in the morning. I don't know. But
you're the high school guy, and just let me see if I can look it up. We'll find it out during the break. 877-377-6963. We'll get in some more headlines.
Andrew Norman.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he go to Arkansas?
I believe, but didn't have a big role here.
Okay. All right.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Day 209 on the island. There is still no rescue in sight. I long for the simple comforts of home. The leather seats, the The spacious interior, the 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and of course, the panoramic moonroof. If I could only gaze through it one more time.
Jerry!
What?
Stop talking about your Highlander and help me with the raft!
Frank seems more agitated than normal lately. Could it possibly be because he, too, misses my Toyota Highlander?
No, Jerry! It's not because I miss your Highlander! And stop acting like I can't hear you!
Yes, that must be it. Comparing his sad raft to my sleek-looking Highlander has finally broken him.
Just stop.
Experience the unforgettable 2022 Toyota Highlander for yourself. Visit your local dealer or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. And if you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
It's time to stop searching and start driving. Between February 16th and March 7th, get $70 reward card or virtual account after online submission. With the purchase of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires, including the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tire. See MichelinMan.com for complete details. Offer expires March 7th, 2022. Void where prohibited.
Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin and Southern Tire Mart.
We're remixed and remastered at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Some of your favorite apps, drinks, and desserts are now even better the second time around. Check out the sizzling cheesy bacon mac and cheese bites, a blast from the past with a whole new vibe. Also back are the famous Fridays fried mushrooms and the ultimate cheesy bacon cheeseburger. And all new at Fridays is the Oreo Madness, house-made giant Oreo cookies with cookies and cream ice cream coated in red and white sprinkles, served with chocolate sauce and a fresh strawberry. Come by or order online. It's your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
At Frank Rowe Furniture in February, already marked down low sale prices plus no sales tax. That's right, you heard it right. A sale plus no sales tax. For instance, a recliner regular $6.99, sale price $5.99. With no sales tax, $5.39. That's a savings of $160. Frank Rowe Furniture offers in-store no credit check financing, SNAP, and ASEMA financing. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Williams throws over it to Wade. Wade's going to try a three from the right wing, and he buried it.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Good text from Nate this morning. It says, Hogs need to keep their emotions in check, play their game. He's excited to see the atmosphere tonight, but that's a good balance. That's a good sweet spot you have to find while being hyped up, being excited, being rambunctious for this game, and then also keeping yourself in check. And I'm talking to the players. Fans, you be as loud and as obnoxious. Just don't be vulgar as you want. But that's going to be a fun game tonight. Number one team in the country coming to your house here on a Toyota Tuesday.
Hey, we're brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale, home of the lifetime warranty. Every new unit they sell at Wheels comes with a lifetime warranty, and you get that peace of mind knowing you're dealing with a company that's going to stand behind their product, but they're with you before, during, and after the sale with a great service department, on-site storage available. They even have a lot of fun in their showroom with arcade games and stuff for the family while you wait to get everything done. It's all at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Got a good text from Jeremy and Harrison. And Tommy, I think if I remember correctly, you have a similar story. Looking at this game tonight, he says at least he won't have to hope his dad's sermon is cut short, just like he was hoping it was in 1991 when Arkansas played number 1 UNLV. And if I remember correctly, you guys were watching the game at church and trying to relay the messages.
Attempting to, because when I was a teenager at Fiena Hills Baptist Church in Fort Smith, Bruce Tippett was the pastor there. He now lives in the Jonesboro area. We were trying to sneak. We ran the soundboard in the back. So me and a buddy of mine, Chad, we were in charge of running all the sound and stuff in the church. We were teenagers, and we were trying to, all the TVs back in the day were big tube types, and on the cart, we were trying to take that cart down the hall and then take the TV off of it and set it underneath our desk back there so we could watch and keep up with the game. And as we're going right past the pastor's office, he opens the door for no other reason other than to catch us right in the middle of of the crime here, trying to get the TV into the sanctuary. He said, "Where are y'all going with that?" And you have one choice at that. You have two choices: lie to the pastor or tell the truth. We went with telling the truth and didn't get it. He said, "Well, just go ahead and take that right back down there." So we had to listen on the radio, which we did anyway, and then we were trying to figure out. We had signals with the choir. Left hand, the UNLV was leading. Right hand up because church started at 11. The game started at 11 on that Sunday.
Didn't start at 12. Man, that is brutal.
12 Eastern, 11 Central.
That is rough.
Yeah, Jeremy says very few souls were saved that Sunday in 1991.
I can imagine. Well, this game tonight.
Thanks for the grace of God. I'd already been there to the altar, but a lot of people were sick that day and missed Sunday school.
So I
had responsibility I couldn't miss.
You had some really polarizing guys. Jerry Tarkanian, obviously, UNLV head coach. Larry Johnson. Was Greg Anthony on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anderson Hunt, right?
Now you're getting me off in the weeds, but Larry Johnson's the one that's most famous for that game. Better get you some men, and he was the ring leader there for UNLV.
I love Todd Day, but if Todd Day would have tried to fight Larry Johnson, he would have gotten destroyed.
Lasted long.
Yeah, Greg Anthony was on the team. Stacey Augmon is the one that I wasn't thinking of, and Anderson Hunt, like I said, was on that team as well. Those were kind of 4 of the notable players that I think a lot of the people are really associated with that UNLV team. And Arkansas lost by 8, right? It's like 102-93, something like that. It was I think it was an 8-point loss, but that was a really fun atmosphere and a fun game, and I know a lot of people were really excited. And that was that Super Bowl Sunday?
112-105.
Okay, so it was by 7, but that was that Super Bowl Sunday?
That was not. Arkansas's played on some Super Bowl Sundays against Kentucky.
Not that one.
But not that one.
Okay. So you've got this.
That was February 10th, 1991.
You've got this game tonight against Auburn, who has some, again, really exciting basketball players. And I know we don't exactly promote other players on the station. We were kind of debating, hey, do you promote with this upcoming football schedule, do you promote the really polarizing head coaches and players that you have coming to campus. And I think tonight, when you have a top 3 draft pick in Jabari Smith, you have the nation's leader in blocks in Walker Kessler. Auburn has more blocks than anyone in this league per game than by 2. They just get after you defensively. They've got an Arkansas connection in Alan Flanagan, also in Chris Moore, who hasn't played as much. You've also got Wendell Green, little small point guard. Zeb Jasper, whose status is unknown for tonight. You'll have to wait and see on that. Katie Davidson is a guy that you're probably going to hate heading into this basketball game. He's kind of the Energizer bunny. It's Katie Johnson, not Davidson, excuse me. The Energizer bunny for this group. And then Devin Cambridge and some others are just some blue-collar hard guys. Auburn's going to play a lot of guys tonight. It's going to be different. And I know Muss talked about that they're not going to really change their rotation and be dictated based on what Auburn is doing. But this is a team that's coming to your house with 19 straight wins. You got a chance to knock them off the pedestal tonight. That's intriguing to me. If you're inside that locker room, Arkansas basketball, it's like, man, Auburn might win this league, but they're not winning. They're not winning here tonight.
It just seems like it's impossible tonight unless J.D. Note and Jalen Williams play well. I mean, that's been the fuel in the tank. That's who's driven the boat for this 8-game winning streak is those two players. And I come back to turnovers and Arkansas taking care of the basketball tonight, having a good game from the point guard spot, and then keeping Jalen Williams out of foul trouble. I think those are the keys. Note's got to have a good game, and I would imagine a lot of Auburn's defensive focus is going to be on shutting down J.D. Note. Why wouldn't it be if you're Bruce Pearl? So can J.D. Note get you 15 to 20 tonight? Can Jalen Williams be at or near? He didn't have to have a double-double, but seems like at least 10 points and 8 rebounds is where he needs to be to put you in a position to win. And that's what you've done against a lot of unranked teams. May have to go above and beyond that tonight and have an epic type of game out of one of those two to have a chance to beat the number 1 team in the country.
877-377-6963, the number to call or text in. And one caller that's already called in is Eddie in Clarksville. Eddie, I know you're really excited about this game tonight. You look at it as a massive opportunity for this Razorback basketball team.
And for this fan base listening today, do you smell what's baking in the oven tonight? It's the recipe for basketball Razorback Call Delight, which is going to take place at Bud Walton Arena tonight. For the fans, come hungry. Bring your echo. Let's feed the Tigers a big bowl of Wu-Tang Suey from start to finish. Let's take the roof off the house. I recommend Coach Muss, the head chef. I recommend Hunter Yurchek, have Tona, but let's be safe. Let's get a roofing company up there. Tony Bulla, roofing company on standby. That's the number 1 ingredient right there. We gotta be from start to finish. Tenacious fans. I listened to Coach Carl say a couple of weeks ago that the best basketball environment was in Auburn, Alabama. Well, welcome to Bud Walton tonight. Because when it's a sold-out capacity crowd, is there a better environment in college basketball? I've been part of some big games over the decades, and tonight is another big one, and we're going to beat the Tigers on their home court tonight. Ingredient number 2 for the recipe. We got to feed the Tigers a big bowl of tenacious defense. Remember, boys, defense negates offense. We got to come hungry. We need all hands on deck on our basketball team. I agree with you. It can't just be J.D. Note and Jalen Williams. Johnson, Trey Wade, Davis, you haven't played your best ball yet. You got to play tonight. If you do, we're going to be winners tomorrow. And that recipe is going to be baking high. Let's turn that oven up tonight and beat the Tigers. And beat the number 1 team in the country. How great is that? I'm asking you this morning, how's it tasted tomorrow morning when I call in after we beat the Tigers? Thank you for taking my call, gentlemen.
I hope you're right.
So if Eric Musselman is the chef, is Hunter Yurchek the owner? What is Hunter Yurchek's title in this whole scenario?
Maitre d'? I don't know. I think
investor.
As far as basketball goes, Muss is at the top. I mean, I know the hierarchy and the the command chart up there, what it says, but Muss is in charge of the basketball program, no question.
I think Hunter Yurchek is going to be hopefully front row and in attendance. And I'm telling y'all, it is a spectacle to watch your athletics director in the midst of intense football, basketball, and baseball games. There's not a lot of people that get more up and down all over the place than your athletics director, and you cannot say that about the previous regime.
So if Eric Musselman's the executive chef, and we'll just say that Hunter Yurchek's the managing partner for the restaurant.
Okay.
Who's the bartender in the equation?
The bartender? Can it be a player?
It can be anybody.
Who is the bartender in the Arkansas basketball restaurant venture? I don't know. Are you looking for a specific answer?
No. I'm your answer. I'm specifically interested. I got 2 names in mind.
The one that everyone likes and gets along with.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're probably pointing to Jalen Williams.
That'd be one of 2 names I would have.
JD Note, I don't.
Matt Zimmerman was the other one. I know he's not really. He's part of the team, but I mean, 2 guys that always seem to have a smile on their face and a great, in particular with Z, a great story to tell.
I think Z would be a great bartender.
Yeah, I think so too.
If he wanted to do that one night a week. All right, let's welcome in Alex on I-40. He's got some keys to this game, in his opinion. Alex, go ahead, man. You're on the morning rush.
I just wanted to call. I was going to say my bartender would probably be like Ronnie Brewer. I think he's always hyping up the team on the sideline. So I think, and he would have a few stories to tell.
Alex, you got anything else, bud? Nope.
I think we lost his call.
He might have.
He said he had some keys to the game is what he told Drew. So.
He is on I-40, so maybe he's driving in some.
Flash says Ruskin is definitely the pissed off custodian at the restaurant.
I think Russ going to be mad tomorrow if this team wins.
No.
Sure?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Why would you be mad?
Because it's Derek.
Oh, well. Playing the role.
I think Derek revels when they lose, and then he doesn't know what to do with it sometimes when they win.
We can talk about the hype and the excitement, and, you get down to the analysis of the game, I think you come to a different equation that's a hard answer, but we do understand that, and I know it's history, not prophecy, but you've only beaten the number 1 team. This is not a mid-range average basketball program. Arkansas historically all time is an above average basketball program. I think we'd all agree with that, and that's not just homer talk. You've been to multiple Final Fours, you won a national title, you gave one away in 95. This is a good basketball program, and historically you've only beaten one number 1 team in the country. Now, some of that has to do with you don't play in a conference that fashions and features a lot of number 1s. Kentucky's kind of historically been that one team. Arkansas was number 1 8 times in games in that magical season. They're 8-0 as the number 1 team themselves. But
something I want to ask Clint about is walking into opposing venues as the number 1 team. Clint McDaniel's joining us, by the way, at 8 o'clock this morning.
But history is not, history's not going to determine it, but the history of what's happened when you played number 1 teams isn't on your side tonight. You're an underdog in this game. This is not going to, we get all hyped up for atmosphere, number 1, all of that. This is not going to be easy tonight by any stretch.
The one thing that stood out to me, though, is while you are an underdog, it's only 2.5.
That tells you how much this home court is worth.
Yeah, and to that point, Tommy, statistically, Arkansas.
What would it be neutral site? I'm going to say closer to 7.
I'll give you a stat. Arkansas has the best home atmosphere via KenPom, and some of you are like, what's that mean? Just know that they calculate a bunch of different formulas, blah, 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 blah. Arkansas in the Southeastern Conference has, along with Mississippi State, the best home court advantage in the SEC, and I would put Arkansas above the hump.
And I think that's also calculating the actual results and the differential in games at home versus road, and when you have that rematch. And so Arkansas, I think from a point and statistical differential is there. But that's one conversation because that's actual stats. Yeah. The other conversation is actual atmosphere and the noise it produces.
It's like the eye test versus the the
Right.
analytics. It's
Right.
the Billy Beans.
Ken
versus the
Palms is more
in-person.
analytical, and it's not
Correct.
taking in how rowdy your crowd is.
But then you listen to Ashton Hagans of Kentucky 2 years ago saying he's never heard a crowd like that. You see Tyrese Maxey do that, hands in his ears. You see Jordan Bone at SEC Media Days say the toughest place that he's played is in Bud Walton Arena. You've seen Tim Brando say that that's one of the loudest places that he's ever broadcasted a game. And there's examples, Patino, Boeheim. I mean, just class Hall of Fame coaches over and over and over that don't have to say that, but that they know what the presence is like. And again, will this be 99 Auburn or 2014 or 2019 Kentucky tonight? Probably not, unfortunately, because it being a Tuesday night. But that doesn't mean a really good Bud Walton Arena crowd is still a top-tier SEC crowd. And that's what you always bring up. When you have 17 or 18,000 in there, that's still a top 3 crowd in this league.
Or better.
Or better in some
I mean,
situations.
there's not that many buildings that hold 17,000. Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas
are the only, I believe, those are
I
the
think
top 3 in terms of capacity.
South Carolina may be close to it because they patterned their arena pretty much after Bud Walton years ago. So, but I mean, those Arkansas, when they're good, and when we're seeing the last couple of years, last year and this year, where they are very good. I mean, obviously, it's a sold out crowd. It will be a big atmosphere, but you can have a just as imposing, just as loud atmosphere. I know. In theory, you got 19,000 versus 9,000. It's louder, but it's about the building itself and holding the sound. And just because you got more in there doesn't make it always louder.
Yeah.
In case see Rupp Arena, it's just not that loud sometimes.
Danny in Russellville, you're up next. You've got some comments on this game tonight, buddy. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's going to be a really big game tonight. Looking really forward to it. The last game I went to was 2 years ago, Auburn at Fayetteville, and we had a 6-point lead inside a minute and lost in overtime. So,
are you going tonight, Danny?
I am going.
Good for you.
It's my one game I got this year. Tickets kind of hard to get, but yeah, I'm taking my son and my grandson. Hey guys, free throw shooting is going to be critical. It is going to be the difference in the game, and I hope we have a slow, grinded out, ugly game, because if we're getting a track meet with Auburn where those guys run up and down the court, it's not going to be good. We can't count on scoring 90. If we keep the game around 70, got a good chance. And we're going to have to out rebound them. But it's going to be so much fun. I remember the Oklahoma game, Rodney Clark. That was a full house, and I believe that was on a weeknight, but I'm not sure. And I think tonight's going to be a big crowd, and the fans are going to do their part. The Hogs just need to do theirs. They need to play smart, knock down the free throws. And my dream would be Bruce Pearl, 2 technicals, walking out of the building.
That'd be
you
pretty
guys have a good day.
2 technicals and 3 shirts. Thanks, Danny, because he sweated through the other 2.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, him, Buzz Williams. I know Sean Miller's not. I don't believe coaching anywhere right now. The former Arizona head coach. Those are the 3 coaches I think sweat the most in all of college basketball. It's insane to watch their perspiration on the sidelines because they get after a little bit, and this is a fun coaching dynamic as well between Eric Musselman and Bruce Pearl, 2 of the better coaches in this league. Now, got a good question from JR on our video live stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can always watch Tommy and myself, and then halftime and the guys from 11 to 1. Asking, are the announcers going to be house? Yes, which is, I think, good. Tom Hart, Dane Bradshaw, Alyssa Lane. Alyssa was talking about flying in yesterday, and I know there were students lining up, getting ready for this basketball game yesterday, which, again, it brings a great smile to my face seeing how students are getting there early for this basketball game tonight.
What was the deal with the camping, and they wouldn't let them camp out?
Yeah, so, Tommy, I got a call yesterday from a couple students, and they told me, and it didn't make any sense because they camped out for the Texas game, but apparently they were told yesterday that they couldn't camp out for this game. I don't know if it had something to do with the weather.
My first thought was, well, the temperature is going to be too low overnight. It's not safe from that standpoint.
And that's what I thought, and it's a liability thing, I guess, being on campus, but I just didn't make up. It's not girdles. Is it girders? The fence type things that they kind of put in place, because they literally blocked it off where you can't camp right there. They've kind of blocked it off, which I know several students called me yesterday and were frustrated because they had set up tents. They had got all the supplies and everything. They were skipping class, of course, and doing all this stuff.
Well, there's the problem.
The necessity.
It's an institution of higher learning.
I guess, yeah. It's not I don't know where Arkansas ranks in that scale, but that was, I know, annoying for some students at the University of Arkansas, and I feel bad.
They're college students. They're going to be okay. They're soft. If it gets too cold, they'll go back to their dorm room.
That's what I thought, too, but I don't make higher decisions up there on
but
campus.
They gave them wristbands to guarantee them their front spots in line.
First 200 students got it. So what ended up happening yesterday is people put it out on social media that they're giving out wristbands. So people that weren't even there hauled butt past the Hyper to Bud Walton Arena, Tommy. And they're like, hey, and they like stand up next to a tent acting like it was theirs. And be like, how many are in your group? One of the guys was like, 14. It was like him and like another guy. So you're getting all these wristbands, and this lady's just, and I don't know who it was, but this lady just starts ripping out wristbands.
Wasn't well thought out, clearly.
And it was, my guess is like someone got a call and they had to rapidly get this thing changed, if I had to guess. All right, next caller, Charlie and Canman. Charlie, you got about a minute and a half, man. Your thoughts on this Auburn game tonight?
Yeah, I was going to, I don't know if we win tonight, but I think it'll be a tough one. It'll be a close one because we're at home and things of that nature. I think I've always believed what Houston Nutt says, that, when you're at home, it gives you it may be different in basketball, about an 8-10 point advantage. But, if that means we win by 2, so be it. But, I think, one thing I don't know how many charges Kessler's taken this year. But one thing about it, he's going for the block shot. So one thing they're going to have to try to do, and I know JD, when he's aggressive, he can go to either side, and you're taught to go into the body of a shot blocker. But if he can go in there under control, maybe pump fake and get him in the air and lean into him and draw a couple fouls, that would be big. Just to give us some sort of advantage. We're not as deep as them. And, I thought there was a question in there the other day. Somebody asked about us changing our depth. We're going to go 8 deep. And so everybody that plays in this game is going to have to play well, just like the last game, to have any chance of winning. Chris Likes, Devo, Kamani, those guys are going to have to come to play. And it's going to have to be a total team effort. And defensively going to have one of our best games of the year. So anyway, we're going to have to play an A-plus game to have a chance. But, at home, with this crowd, I do think we got a shot. But anyways, I'll hang on and listen, guys. Appreciate it.
Charlie, appreciate it.
If the crowd is a 10 on a level of 1 to 10, is Arkansas ready to handle that? Is that going to be too much for Arkansas's team? Is it too much pressure in a moment like this? How would this team respond to that? Because I don't think we know.
I hadn't played in a team with this. I mean, the best win that they have this season is on the road at LSU, and that win does not look as powerful to this point now. I think you're asking that question if you're on the road inside of Auburn Arena. That's a different question.
There's a different kind of pressure playing at home, though, because there's a lot more expectation on you.
See, I don't think
Do you tighten up on free throws? Do you turn the ball over more? Do you commit stupid fouls?
I just don't see a lot of pressure being on Arkansas. They got a free shot tonight. Number 1 team in the country coming into their house. It's going to be loud. I just don't see a lot of pressure. I agree with that question if they're on the road.
All right, Clay Henry jumps into the conversation in a minute. We're brought to you by the Fence Man. They're looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. They're at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. Stop by there today and apply in person. If you got fence building experience, construction experience, or welding experience and welding skills, they want to talk to you. Sign-on bonus and top pay and a lot more. The Fence Man, 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith, an equal opportunity employer.
Day 209 on the island. There is still no rescue in sight. I long for the simple comforts of home. The leather seats, the spacious interior, the 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and of course, the panoramic moonroof. If I could only gaze through it one more time.
Jerry!
What?
Stop talking about your Highlander and help me with the raft.
Frank seems more agitated than normal lately. Could it possibly be because he, too, misses my Toyota Highlander?
No, Jerry, it's not because I miss your Highlander. And stop acting like I can't hear you.
Yes, that must be it. Comparing his sad raft to my sleek-looking Highlander has finally broken him.
Just stop.
Experience the unforgettable 2022 Toyota Highlander for yourself. Visit your local dealer or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Finding your niche is key to making it in today's world. Hi, this is Brett Goo with Henderson Phillips. I found my niche in the NFL for 10 years as a long snapper. Now I've found my niche with Henderson Phillips, helping business owners and executives get the most value for the top dollar on employee benefits. I am Brett Goo with Henderson Phillips. Call or text me today at 479-651-2292. That's 479-651-2292.
In stock now and available for sales on these dates at the Golf Nut. TaylorMade Stealth Carbon Face Driver February 4th. Cobra LTD X Woods Hybrids and Irons February 11th. And Callaway Rogue ST February the 18th. Check out the selection of golf bags from Sun Mountain, Ping, TaylorMade, Titleist, and Callaway. The Golf Nut also has a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. Check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Your #1 golf shop since 1994.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the patio and cozy dining room. River City Bistro, locally owned and open weekdays 11 till 8, Saturdays 10 till 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Hi folks, matchmaker Larry Rath here with a sweetheart of a deal from Rath Auto Resources. I'm on a mission to help you find the nicer, newer car of your dreams. So if the thrill is gone with your old ride, come see the best selection of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Just find the one you love the best and let our friendly, non-commissioned solution specialists do the rest. With discounts up to $4,100 below retail and the highest trade-in values ever, you'll be be head over heels for the deals, too. Going to make it work with the car you have? Let us give it the attention it deserves in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal will be over quicker than your first crush. Start driving better today in a nicer, newer car you love from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, glorious sunshine with our high in the upper 50s to lower 60s. A little bit of a southwesterly wind anywhere from 15, gusting at times to near 30 miles per hour. Clear, breezy tonight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 30s and sunshine back to near 60 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Follow us on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Derek Hood, Kareem Reed, Pat Bradley, Lance Keeling. Senior night a success. Auburn knows it. The number 2 team in the country and the regular season champions spanked in Arkansas tonight.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Davis the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just got to keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
When you think about tonight's game against the number 1 team in the country, you played them before, just never inside a Bud Walton Arena. You played Houston in the 80s. You played UNLV in the 90s. You beat Michael Jordan in Pine Bluff. Let's go back and kind of dive into one game in particular, that 1991 UNLV matchup on a Sunday with our guy Clay Henry, publisher of Hogs Illustrated, Whole Hog Sports. He brought up an interesting point in hour 1 as he was texting us that we've yet to surface yet, and we'll get to that in just a sec.
Have you been to River City Bistro for brunch on the weekends? If you haven't started a Saturday or Sunday at River City Bistro, missing out on a treat in the River Valley. Eggs, omelets, premium bacon, premium sausage and hams. They'll make you a waffle or an omelet just the way you want it. Eggs Benedict, about 3 different ways there, and a great drink menu to start your weekend day, whether it's a mimosa, Bloody Mary, or a screwdriver. They got what you need to get your day started. Plus a full menu if it's a little bit later in the morning, more midday, and the kids want a burger, but you still want that omelet. Hey, they can fix you up with that as well. So it's brunch starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, Saturday and Sunday, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
And we're giving away a River City Bistro gift card on our Twitter at HitThatLineAR, so if you want to retweet it, you have a chance to win. Now, Clay, we were talking about Larry Johnson in hour number 1, one of the better college basketball big men in the last 3 decades, and when he told Coach Nolan Richardson to go get some men, you brought up that there were a few future Arkansas Razorbacks that were in attendance for that game that night.
Yeah, that was the official visit for Corey Beck and Dwight Stewart. Now, they would end up, going to junior college, but they committed that game. And Corey said when he came out of they were in the locker room, and when they came out for the very start of the game, the crowd in Barnhill was just going bananas. He's like, "This is my place. This is where we're coming, Dwight." And so, in effect, Nolan got him his men that day, which Larry Johnson says, "Go get you some men," and those were as good a men as you could get, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Tonight will be the first time ever a number 1 team has entered Bud Walton Arena. The last time was the game you just referenced that Arkansas played a number 1 in Fayetteville. That's almost just kind of hard to fathom, but you stop and think about it. The SEC, I know it's been better as of late, but Kentucky or Arkansas really, and I guess Florida to a degree, they had, the back-to-back titles with Donovan, but they were in the other division back when you played divisions. This hasn't been a league riddled with number ones, Clay, but that's still a hard stat to believe that a number one team has never come to Bud Walton Arena.
Yep, and this is a true number one. They've got all the ingredients. They've got depth. They've got guys that were the stars in recent years that aren't, like Alan Flanagan. He could go for 20 tonight from Parkview, and he's not a starter anymore because they are just so good at guard. And I know everybody talks about Jabari and Kessler. The guys that you've got to stop tonight are Katie Johnson and Wendell Green. Mm-hmm. They've got to stop them from getting to the rim because they're so quick. The two rotating point guards, they average 13.5 and 12.9. They're the number 2 and 3 scorers. And their pick and roll game with Kessler with those two guards is unbelievable. And that's what you've got to stop. And and you won't just do it with the point guard, with whoever they assign to cover them. You'll do it with team defense.
Yeah, Wendell Green is in that Sharif Cooper, Jared Harper type role.
So is Katie Johnson.
Yeah, and Zeb Jasper, his status is unknown for the game tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play. Katie Johnson is the player that I think Razorback fans are going to dislike the most because he's the energizer bunny for Auburn, can knock down the three, can get to the rim. So they, again, as Clay just said, had a lot of weapons. And Arkansas, when you look at Arkansas, they've actually gotten to the point now where I think they're fourth in the conference in scoring. They're not first like they were last year, but we've seen that they can score like against Georgia. They're going to need to be more in that Georgia mode that night and not shoot 26, 27% the first half they did against Mississippi State. Drew brings up guys that Stanley Amude is a guy that we haven't had a lot of talk about heading into this game. Now, he popped off against Georgia, hit 6 threes, and then really didn't have a great offensive output against Mississippi State. When he's gone off is typically when JD struggles. So, Tommy, I think that they're going to need something out of Stanley Amude tonight.
Absolutely. I think Arkansas's got to have 3 scores north of 12 or 15 points. You need Jalen Williams to be above 10, and I think Amude and J.D. Note are the guys that better be pushing 20 points if you're going to give your team a chance. Clay, my question is the winner got to get to 83 or 63 tonight? And that's going to be the other big chess match is who controls the tempo.
Yeah, it's in these type games, what happens a lot of times is that there's a lot of fouling because the emotions are so high. The energy is going to be out the roof in the building, and that tends to lead to a lot of fouls. And if that happens, then your point total is going to jump up there, and it's not going to be so much that you know your defense is bad. There's just lots of breaks in the game. You'll be fresher at the end because there's more rest. That's what happens when the offense gets better. When they're able to be fresh to go out the defense. When both teams, there's not a lot of free throws being shot, both teams just get exhausted. And the critical aspect, and y'all kind of touched on it. I listened to the first hour. You can empty yourself of energy in the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes. And if you'll remember the game where Calipari was tossed, was that a couple of years ago? Mm-hmm. And in Arkansas, I think, collapsed in a 15-0 run by Kentucky at the end. And you thought, well, they had them. Well, Arkansas just completely ran out of juice. And they used up so much in the first part of the game and that they didn't have anything in the tank at the end. And they didn't get a rebound. They didn't get a loose ball. And it's not because they didn't, they didn't want to. They just didn't have anything left. So that's the danger of the home team. And you have to get, and I heard, Chuck talk to a little bit about this with Eric Mosman. You have to get to that. I think Eddie Sutton called it the magic level in that, you just have to sustain your energy. You can't use it all up. You have to make sure that you've got some for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I think the pressure of the environment can be just as great on the home team because you've got 19,000 there or whatever shows up tonight, 17, 18. It'll be a nice crowd. They're yelling, they're cheering. You feel the pressure of all the hype around this game as the home team to produce a win tonight. And, yes, you're playing on house money because they're the number one team. You're not ranked, all of those things. But, Clay, this environment can create just as much sense of urgency and pressure for the home team as well.
Yeah, I don't think that they feel pressure. I think they know it's a free shot. You don't usually beat number one. But I think it is the desire and the enthusiasm and the emotion that drains you so fast. And, you just got so much.
Yeah.
But so you have to, you have to stay under control so you can think and make decisions.
Yeah.
And that you understand the coaching points.
Yeah. And 1-11, the all-time record against number ones for this Arkansas basketball program. Hey, Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative, if you're a member and you live in Cedarville, Uniontown, north of Van Buren, high-speed internet is now being introduced in your part of Crawford County. If you've had terrible, overpriced internet that lags, that doesn't allow your kids to play online games, you can't use Netflix, all of those things, it's time to make the move to Wave Rural Connect. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV for $43.99 a month, and phone packages at $29.95 a month. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or sign up online at waveruralconnect.com.
When we come back, let's talk what's going on in Auburn and some more Arkansas basketball next.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Heat up your home with a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air.
When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or
and her team at the paint store in Van Buren. Find us on the internet.
It's time to stop searching and start driving. Between February 16th and March 7th, get $70 reward card or virtual account after online submission. With the purchase of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires, including the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tire. See MichelinMan.com for complete details. Offer expires March 7th, 2022. Void where prohibited.
come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin and Southern Tire Mart.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood carpool.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. NickandEllie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
We're remixed and remastered at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Some of your favorite apps, drinks, and desserts are now even better the second time around. Check out the sizzling cheesy bacon mac and cheese bites, a blast from the past with a whole new vibe. Also back are the famous Fridays fried mushrooms and the ultimate cheesy bacon cheeseburger. And all new at Fridays is the Oreo Madness, house-made giant Oreo cookies with cookies and cream ice cream coated in red and white sprinkles, served with chocolate sauce and a fresh strawberry. Come by or order online. It's your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Note guarded by Jackson, right side, down the lane, gets it to go and one.
Have you listened to Trusting the Process on the Hit That Line podcast network yet? Check it out on hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
We've talked a lot of Auburn basketball this morning, but I do want to spend some time here with Auburn football, as it just looks like Brian's time down there on the Plains is coming to an end. And I want to see what people think about this, and I want to see what you think about a potential candidate that's coming up next.
You know, guys, we've talked about leaving early, getting to Fayetteville on time, got to have a square meal before you get there. I think tonight calls, Ty, for the double meat burger at CJ's, probably the milkshake as well, and then some of the best fries you're going to have tonight anywhere. Number 1 ranked fries in the country tonight at CJ's.
Yeah, make sure you get the fry sauce as well if you're making your way up from Central Arkansas, or if you're just going up to Fayetteville, then make sure you either stop by the Russellville or Fayetteville location.
You know, if you're coming from Central Arkansas, you could stop and have a burger and fries in Russellville and then get to Fayetteville and have the milkshake. You could double dip tonight at CJ's.
You could do that.
Yeah?
Do you think people do that?
No, I think you would do that. I'm not sure how many other people would do that.
I could do a burger, fries, and milkshake tonight. Stop by and see Keith a little bit.
You'd do it twice. You'd eat both in Russellville, full meal in Russellville, full meal in Fayetteville.
And make you pay for it, of course, too. And you can check them out, butcherboyburger.com. They're also, Keith and his team are also hiring. Just click on the careers link. You can also follow them on social media as well. The Fayetteville location, you can do drive-through, you can do carry-out, you can do dine-in, you can do pickup, and then you can also order on the app, and you can also order online. And then don't forget about CJ's Butcher Boy Burger seasoned patties being sold at Harps. Their burger seasoning, as we know, and I actually put it on my chicken last night, is being sold there as well at Harps and at both locations. So again, great stop tonight before the game at 6 o'clock. Stop on by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, where all you do are burgers. They have to be the best. I know that Keith is probably going to end up making his way to the game tonight. I think he's back from Bora Bora, so if I had to guess, he's probably going to be in attendance in Budweiser Arena. Yeah, I would. I wish I would have gotten a picture too, because I bet him and Jennifer had a good time down there. Bruce, Stan, good to have you as always, man. Pradco Fishing. I want to talk a little football with you, with everyone for a second, then we'll get back into basketball. So I saw that Derek Mason is making $400,000 less at Oklahoma State than he was at Auburn. And, again, the assumption is that he took a pay cut to go somewhere else. Feinbaum said yesterday that he doesn't expect Brian Harsin to be the head coach next week. If you're Auburn, if you're Allen Green, who might not be there for much longer as well, are you hiring an interim coach? Or are you just starting this next coaching search pure and dry this week or next week?
Well, you probably just need to go ahead and do what the cartel wants you to do. Some cartels run countries, some of them run drug operations. There's one that runs Auburn. I mean, there's no doubt there's a bunch of rich old guys that make the calls. There's the money people that always seem to get Auburn on probation more than any other school in the SEC through its long history, starting in 1956. It's seeped over into the basketball program with Bruce Pearl. And, whoever they want, that's who the puppet president and AD need to hire, because that's who controls Auburn football, is the cartel.
Is that Hugh Freeze, Tommy? You think that Hugh Freeze is going to be allowed? And I know that he's technically not allowed in this league, but he technically is not allowed in this league. Yeah. But you think Auburn would have the, not guts, but have the audacity to make Hugh Freeze their next football coach?
I don't know if they'll do that, but Clay, the thing I've had a hard time, basically from the time they introduced Brian Harsin, they've been trying to fire him. That's what I haven't figured out is why did they ever hire this guy? Because it sure feels like, and you read, and it seems to unfolded, they have not been happy, whoever they is, the power brokers, as Bruce says, the cartel, they haven't been happy with Brian Harsin.
Well, they didn't hire Brian Harsin. Allen Green did, and that's one of the first times that an AD has said, "I'm doing this." Well, he made a mistake by saying, "I'm doing this." If he had let those guys, and I won't call them a cartel, that's pretty good, Bruce. I'm not going to steal that from you. But if those people had been involved and they hired Brian Harsin, it would be different. But in the thing that is kind of interesting to me, they're talking about all these off the field things. That's not it, guys. They recruited poorly. It's the worst class that Auburn has had in modern times. They counted a basketball signee that's not going to play football because he was rated as a highly rated football. They wanted his stars to count in their rating. And there's about 16 or 17 high SEC players in Alabama next year, and Auburn is not in the running for a single one of them. That'll get you fired, guys.
Not the girlfriend.
No,
not all.
They would just say, "Good on that, man."
Yeah.
And the cartel would be happy, and they would say, "Well, you might need to clean that up, but you're our guy because you can recruit."
So Ty brings up Hugh Freeze's name. Bruce, where do you go from here if you're Auburn? It's almost mid-February now, and it's not really coach hiring season.
The thing the cartel will like about Hugh Freeze is he's beaten Saban twice, and apparently he's got a Rolodex and a cell phone full of good numbers, and that might. He's proven he can win at a high level.
Well, he knows how to
Ole
cheat.
Miss. He does.
He knows how to cheat. And they accept that. You can do a lot of things, but I keep thinking, well, they could hire Fabio Trino any second now because they've already interviewed him once.
Yeah, still got that file laying around.
He's 60. I doubt that they will hire him, but it's that would be an interesting thought. I've always felt like he was a good match for Auburn, but maybe not. He's coached there. He was an offensive coordinator.
So you guys mentioned replacements. Chris Lowe, ESPN.com, went on McElroy and Kubelik yesterday. Here's what he said about a potential candidate that could replace Brian Harsin.
What do the power brokers want? Who do they want? Do they want someone with Auburn ties specifically? Do they want someone who's going to hang out with them, every week, that they can talk to every week? Do they want somebody that has been in the SEC, is recruited in the SEC? All these different factors are going to weigh in. So I think some of the same names, you're going to hear Hugh Freeze's name. Hugh obviously has won in the SEC. He's recruited in the SEC. He's a terrific football coach. Yes, he's got the Ole Miss thing hanging behind him. But you know what? At some point, I think Hugh Freeze has paid his penalty. I mean, Bruce Pearl went back to Auburn and was fired for unethical conduct at Tennessee. How much has he unified that fan base with what he's done there? Look at the job he's done. Kevin Steele's another one. You know, he was in play the last time. I think he'll be in play again. Some will want him on the power structure, some will want. You know, is a guy like Mike Gundy someone that they'll take a shot at? Is there someone else out there with Auburn ties, like a Jeff Grimes, who's at Baylor? I think those are all names, and I don't think you completely rule out Lane Kiffin, even though his buyout is rather large, having just signed a deal or agreed to a new deal at Ole Miss. So those are some names, and I'm sure there'll be others that will pop up, but I still think that this is a job that you can get a good football coach and get somebody who can come in there and someone who knows it can be done, and he can recruit at a high level.
The last one that he mentioned, Lane Kiffin, is intriguing. We've seen an Ole Miss coach, Tommy Tuberville, leave for another SEC West job, Auburn, previous years. Now, Lane Kiffin has that thing rolling right now in Oxford, and I'm curious what Jackson Dart is going to do this upcoming season at their quarterback position, but that is a place where I think he can win, and the expectations are not at the level of Auburn. If you're Lane Kiffin...
And he's seen it firsthand from the Alabama perspective, what goes on in that state, so Kiffin would know exactly, guys, what he's getting into if he was truly interested in that job.
And the reason I bring that up is because if you're Lane Kiffin, Bruce and Clay, is that something that you even entertain? Or you tell Sexton, nope, don't even use it as a ploy?
I think he'll entertain it. I mean, he's Lane Kiffin. He's a job hopper.
Well, Jimmy Sexton will entertain it. That's the bottom line, and his name will be tossed out there, whether Lane wants to go or not. I mean, it's a token in play for another raise, right?
And even though he's gotten one since,
no, it won't matter.
Yeah,
well, so Mike Gundy probably made another $4 million just because Chris Lowe mentioned his name. That's usually what Gundy does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing more and more that things have changed a little bit at Oklahoma State. T. Boone's not around. That was his sugar daddy, and he, you might see some movement from Gundy because of the change in the Big 12 and what looms ahead. That they could be left out of the great conference. Mm-hmm. And so you might be surprised by what Mike Gundy does.
If I'm a coach out there and I'm seriously looking at the Auburn job, the other thing I want to know is there any idea, any inkling what the divisions, the pods, the whatever structure of the SEC is going to look like? Because, you're going to be judged by wins and losses. Who am I going to be playing 3 years from now on a regular basis?
Well, how about a pod of Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and Auburn?
I love that. I'm signing up for that.
That doesn't make that Auburn job real attractive, does it?
I mean, it would be like championship wrestling, where you had the tag team, 4 guys, and when it's all over, they're all in the hospital.
Yeah.
Or all on probation, one or the other.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the next Auburn coach. They're a multi-10+ millionaire because it doesn't matter if they make it a year or two. They're going to have a $10 million buyout.
Yeah. Tommy brought this up yesterday. Whoever the incoming coach is has all the leverage. It's past the signing period. There's no early signing period until this upcoming year. You're in a situation where the coach just got fired after one season, assuming Brian Harsin, and again, it's like, 90-something% that he's gone after this week.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
The trust is breached both ways.
The turmoil is just, it's come about. So the incoming coach, whoever that may be, and you heard some names, Gundy, Hugh Freeze, Lane Kiffin, whoever.
Although I would like to maybe see Harsin coach one more year just to watch how uncomfortable that would be from afar.
You want to watch an implosion, right?
I mean, you can feel the uncomfortableness.
You left out one of the key names.
Who did I say? Kiffin, Gundy.
Kevin Steele is very much in play.
Yeah, he just got hired.
The cartel that you mentioned, it loves him. Yeah. He played it behind Malzahn's back. I mean, that was he let them know every single detail that was going on within the program, which is what they want. They want a coach that's going to be just calling them every night, the 10 or 12 guys, and with all the gossip and everything, and he is loved for that reason.
Now, you heard the idea of having both Bruce Pearl and Hugh Freeze on campus at the same time, and I know that there's no love lost from you with Bruce Pearl. And I think about this game tonight. Now, Tommy, you've had good experiences at SEC Media Days with Pearl. You seem to speak highly of him.
He's very personable. He's a good interview.
He's a media star.
He's fun to talk to. He'd be a guy you'd want to sit down and have a beer with. Absolutely.
He does the shirtless thing at football games. He's got some must tendencies where he's very animated. He's there. They have a good social media team at times. I don't think it's the same quality as Arkansas, but when you look at this game tonight, does he reach the disdain level of Will Wade and John Calipari? Because when I hear fans in this state talk about basketball coaches that they hate the most in this league, the top two I consistently hear are John Calipari and Will Wade. Pearl's up there. I just don't think he reaches that same level.
Pearl's likable. I mean, that's the thing he's got going for him. I mean, they're all cheaters. Calipari's obviously got a couple of banners taken away from UMass and Memphis that were under his purview. Obviously, Will Wade's got the wiretap out there, and the NCAA might make a decision by 2030 on him. He'll probably still be the coach. And the thing about Wade is he's not likable. He whines all the time. Yep. He's on the refs. He's rude. He doesn't interact well with the media. Dick Vitale doesn't like him. I mean, that's like Clay not liking an SEC football coach. I mean,
I've heard punchable face also described with Will Wade.
But Bruce is like Bobby Petrino. He lied to his bosses, and when you lie to your boss, you get fired. And everybody makes mistakes. He had a hot tub party with a bunch of high school juniors, denied it. It was verified. It was true. There
were pictures.
Yeah, you can't lie to your boss. That gets you fired more than anything. Mm-hmm. So, he's got truth issues. He's been suspended at Auburn. Apparently Chuck Person offered all kinds of money to recruits, and Bruce Pearl didn't know anything about it. Chuck Person took the fall for it. Bruce Pearl was suspended 2 games this year for some more violations. But he's likable. He's a rah-rah guy. He takes his shirt off. People seem to like that at Auburn. I don't know what that means, but there you go.
I mean, my handful of interactions with Bruce Pearl have always been he's interesting, and it's good content when he comes on the radio. He is fiery. I mean, that Alabama game, mid last week, he had put some kids in. They were up 20. Kid goes in, turns the ball over, and he's coaching just as hard in that moment. And, I mean, losing his mind with his kid over the turnover as he was, when the game was a 2-point game early on. So, I mean, he's an intense guy. I think he's been – where's he not been successful at? But, you can think all you want about him off the floor, but, Clay, he's had success everywhere he's been from, UW Milwaukee to Tennessee to Auburn. He wins everywhere he goes.
The irony about this is that his first real national acclaim came because he was one of the coaches that stood up to Illinois for their cheating and turned them into the NCAA. And you thought, well, gosh, this guy's he's one of us. He's the clean machine.
Yeah.
Well, he learned how Illinois did it.
he figured out you couldn't win. If you wanted to win it and go to Final Fours, that's how you had to do it.
I'll give him credit because I think he's a sound coach. What they do is terrific, and he makes in-game adjustments, and it'll be a fun game to watch because both these coaches, you will see the ultimate chess match, and both teams have got good players, and it's going to be a great setting. It is, Arkansas should not win. You read the stats of what you do against number 1 teams. Arkansas's not even ranked. And now you can argue that they should be. They will be if they, win 2 games this week. They'll be ranked probably, 15 or better. But it's this is the total package. They've got the coach and they got the players. I'm talking about Auburn.
Muss is 2-1 against Pearl. I know he'd love to get one tonight. I know he's downplaying this game a little bit, but you just mentioned the impact, Clay. They could be Kings of Alabama this week. You beat Auburn tonight. You beat Alabama. And that's the most unlikely scenario that you win both those games. If you can split, I think that's great.
Yeah, it's more likely they go 1-2.
Yeah, and I think honestly, if we're being honest with us, our listeners this morning, that is probably the more likely scenario. But there's a lot on the line tonight, and again, the 1-11 record against number 1s, never having a team that's number 1 inside of Bud Walton Arena that's not your own. That's something I want to talk with Clint about because Auburn's coming in with the perception of their own fans. Clay, I don't know if you've talked to any sports writers over there, but I was reading. A lot of Auburn fans think they're going to lose tonight. They've just kind of already think that's going to happen, and I don't know.
They played poorly at Missouri and Georgia, and I think they had a close game at St. Louis. So they have not played nearly as well on the road, but they've won those games.
Mm-hmm.
They've made plays at the end. The thing that really you wonder about is that in some of these road games they have not given the ball much to Jabari Smith, and he should be able to get a basket whenever you want it. I mean, he's 6'10" and shoots a step back. I mean, it is Kevin Durant stuff, and that's why he's going to be the number one pick. But they won't give him the ball sometimes in crunch time.
I think the crowd is something they've probably not seen like an Arkansas crowd. The Missouri game, I watched that. It was maybe 75% capacity. Georgia's just not known as a great place.
Yeah, they won at Alabama though.
They did win at Alabama.
That was pretty good crowd, pretty good atmosphere in that game.
This one's going to up it a little bit though. I mean, you remember the Porter game? Y'all were talking about that earlier, and I don't go to every Bud Walton game, but of the ones I've been to, that was by far the most intense, the loudest, and it seemed like it shook them a little bit.
Yeah, the first year that Pelfrey was coach, they beat, I think in about a 10 or 12 day period, Oklahoma and Texas. Mm-hmm. And those were okay, Oklahoma, Texas team, but that was the, after the second of those two games, you were like, well, you need to give Pelfrey a raise right now, Jeff Long. And fortunately, he did not. And
because what they go like,
but the atmosphere
8 to start SEC play or something like that. I mean,
but the atmosphere for those games was terrific, and that's the last time I can really remember it being like that. And and then what you're right, the Porter game was like that too.
So you wouldn't put 14 Kentucky or 19 Kentucky?
It was good, yeah. The loudest I can remember being in that building was the Qualls dunk. Against Kentucky, where he dunked it at the buzzer, put the rebound back. Yeah. That's the loudest single roar that I've ever heard. And I've covered a lot of games in Rupp Arena, and I call that a silk stocking crowd. It's loud, but when Bud Walton Arena is rocking, it beats any other place in the SEC.
All right, Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing with us. Before you go, one overwhelming key tonight for Arkansas. They got a chance in the last 2 minutes.
I think you got to get out early and keep it a couple of possession game in the first half. Keep the crowd involved. Keep Auburn rattled. Play defense. Jalen needs to get Kessler in foul trouble. Take a few charges, and keep Jabari from going off. But if they can lock them down defensively and milk the possessions, and the crowd really gets into it, they got a chance.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Jalen can get those charges and if he gets the calls tonight in such keyed up environment against a number one team. So that'll be the fun. I think turnovers are the other thing. And Arkansas's been very good at the free throw line. You're going to have to, I say steal some points, but you're going to get some points because Arkansas's been getting a good chunk, a fourth to a third of their points at the line. That's got to be part of the equation tonight.
Yeah, and when you like I watched the Georgia Auburn game, that they struggled to produce points in the second half. They go through those droughts like a lot of teams do. So, Arkansas D's them up. They got a chance.
All right, what's working this week? Give us a little fishing update and what we need to have in the tackle box from Pradco.
Well, we're getting ready for the spawn. It's going to start happening in March in these lakes around here. So my advice, if you fish and you like throwing a Yum Dinger or a Cinco type bait, go to lurenet.com. Look at our Yum Dinger custom color program. We got 20 custom colors you can't buy anywhere except at lurenet.com. We got thousands of bags of each color in stock. So if you're going by, your favorite tackle store or big box and you can't find what you want, come to lurenet.com. And, we've got a lot of great Yum Dingers and colors you can't find anywhere else. And when you go out fishing for bed and bass in March and April around here, you'll have some cool stuff to throw at them.
I guess what you call prime time for bass is just a little over a month away, isn't it?
We're coming to it, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, all right, Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, as Bruce told you, lurenet.com for the full lineup and anything you want, and then stuff that's only at lurenet.com you can find there, and some of the paint shop items as well, and of course, tackle shops all over the state. You can find the great Pradco brands as well.
You really can. You go to Jelco right here in Fort Smith, just tackle shops all over the state. Rod and Reel in Little Rock, you can definitely find Pradco brand products.
All right, good to see you. We'll talk next week about what happens this week.
All right, guys.
All right, Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing with us here on the Morning Rush. Hey, one thing you might want to take along if you're going to the White River is the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. That'd be good in your tackle box. Call and ask about winter rates right now at Gaston's. When you stay 2 or more nights at Gaston's, you get 40% off. Winter rates won't last much longer. Restaurants back open. It's time to go. And I'm telling you, even in that cold weather last week, I saw some great pictures from Gaston's and the White River, some monsters, some wall hanger type browns and rainbows that were being landed and netted last week on the White River in the worst of weather. So now is a great time to be on the White River, and the only place to stay is at Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
What's better than getting something for free? Winning. Woohoo! And with the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, you get the chance to do both. For $5, you get 3 tickets, a Powerball ticket with Power Play, a Mega Millions ticket, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket. That's 3 ways to win. So ask for the $5 bundle today. Bundle is eligible with Quick Picks only. Offer ends February 28th. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Make your backyard dreams a reality this summer with an in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. Save $5,000 this month on select in-ground pools. And with payments starting at $290 a month, your own backyard oasis is not out of reach. Be one of the first 7 families to call and receive a free upgrade to a saltwater system, a nearly $2,000 value. Save $5,000 and get a free upgrade at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and online at burtonpools.com.
Hi folks, Matchmaker Larry Rath here with a sweetheart of a deal from Rath Auto Resources. I'm on a mission to help you find the nicer, newer car of your dreams. So if the thrill is gone with your old ride, come see the best selection of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Just find the one you love the best and let our friendly, non-commissioned solution specialists do the rest. With discounts up to $4,100 below retail and the highest trade-in values ever, you'll be head over heels for the deals too. Gonna make it work with the car you have? Let us give it the attention it deserves in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal will be over quicker than your first crush. Start driving better today in a nicer, newer car you love from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
With the new year, there's no better time to make the switch to Dobson Fiber for your business internet and phone needs. Why is Dobson Fiber better? Because we are an all-fiber network that uses the latest technology to deliver blazing symmetrical speeds. This means you get the same upload and download speeds. You will not believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Dobson Fiber. Fast, reliable, local. Visit us at Dobson.net and sign up today.
Sir, the backyard's under attack. What is it, Johnson? Army worms, sir, and they're tearing everything up. Army worms. Launch a counterattack. Call Tri-Hill. Serving the River Valley since 1986, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest Control are there for all your needs. Just give us a call at 479-782-0404, and we'll put them worms back in the barracks.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Heat up your home with a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air. And till February 28th. Get no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems. And the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to ashley.air.com to schedule your appointment. That's ashley.air.com.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey. Oh,
yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Bruce brought this up when he came in, and I want to alert everyone, if you're a Fort Smith Southside Maverick fan, parent, uncle, aunt, whatever, or a Fayetteville Purple Dog fan, uncle, aunt, whatever, the game that was supposed to be played inside of, was it Bulldogs Arena, or they have it named after someone? I don't even know if it got named after Coach Adams or not.
Clay Henry Arena.
Yeah, the Clay Henry Arena. It is not going to be played tonight because of parking issues. It's going to be moved to tomorrow because of this Auburn game tonight. Now, I've played pickup there, but I've never actually seen a game there inside of Fayetteville Arena.
And this happens from time to time when, now that the SEC and, for the last 4 or 5 years, or certainly since the SEC networks come along, play on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, when you have a Tuesday home game in Fayetteville and a Fayetteville high school game, and both are expected to be big crowds, Clay, they need the parking at Fayetteville High School to take care of 19,000. This wasn't an issue when you had 12 or 13,000 coming to your games at Arkansas, but now when you're pushing 15 plus, you need all that extra parking.
Yeah, it's a lot of cars, a lot of pickup trucks, right?
Yeah. And Fayetteville High School gets there's some kind of financial arrangement there between the university and Fayetteville for that. So they need the space tonight. So moving that game, and there's been a lot of high school games moved because of weather, because of COVID. So everybody's playing on odd nights right now.
Tommy, and Clay, let me tell you this too. As a former resident of a house directly across from Bud Walton Arena, you could suck up some money doing parking.
What would tonight's ticket be for parking? 50? Is it a 50 spot tonight?
We would have charged, and our house got demolished when they built the new dormitories and stuff. But Tommy, we would have charged an absurd amount. And I mean, Bud Walton games, Walmart shareholders convention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you charge people whatever they want, and they're just like, here.
What would you ask for tonight? Number one team in town.
35? Do you think you can get 50 out of that?
I think it's a 50 spot for the number one team, don't you, Clay? The park. How close were you to Bud Walton?
Dude, throw a baseball hit Bud Walton.
So you'd have to throw it twice.
Across the street.
Okay, so Drew could hit it.
I'd say easily 40.
Yeah. Think easily 40?
220s, okay.
It's a good. I mean, that, you know where that money, we invested that money. Wisely.
In natural light?
Yeah, natural light and alcohol. Yeah. Auburn opened up as a
And what do you have to show for it today?
This radio show, of course. Auburn opens up as 2.5 favorites tonight, and it's pretty low.
2.5 in most people's language.
2.5, 2.5. Same thing. What it just says, I put down 2.5. Whatever. So pretty small line for the number one team in the country. And that's the respect that Bud Walton Arena has. We mentioned the analytical aspect earlier, that Bud Walton Arena is tied right now for the best home atmosphere analytically in the SEC. We know it's the best home atmosphere in the SEC, and they're going to prove it tonight. Now, speaking of home atmospheres, Baum-Walker Stadium probably hosts the best home atmosphere, not just in the SEC, but I would say top 3, if not number 1 in college baseball. Clay, I know you pay more attention to baseball than Tommy and myself, but I saw DVH at the Swatters Club was talking about that more seats looks like it has to happen. I mean, you think about conference weekends and regionals and super regionals when they're having to turn people away. Guys, where does the expansion happen? Where the pond is? Like, y'all help me out with this.
And listen, I know everybody wants to expand and have more seats, but there's going to be a day. I mean, Dave Van Horn's been here 20 years. There's going to be a day where he's not your coach, and the certainty of the future, building more seats now. I mean, having more people wanting in than what you have supply for is always a good thing. I don't think you want to overbuild either. I think I'd be careful about that. You could add some seats in right field. You could do a few things, but Clay, I'd be careful about having this be a 15, 16, 17. I wouldn't want it bumping up against what you have for basketball.
Yeah, I think you're going to be surprised, and I think that it's 17.5 is the number I've been told. That might be high, but I don't think they want to do anything to the hog pen. That's a nice area. You could double deck the place. You could put seats up above, like some of the other SEC teams have done, and you could add another 5,000 there. So that and they would love to have more sky suites. They haven't been any of those boxes come open in many years, and that's a bone of contention with a lot of their heavy hitters, that they cannot get another suite. And so that I think Dave was really sad with people being moved and not having a few people don't have the ability to get into the stadium anymore. So they may build some cheap seats, some bleacher type seats up high.
Yeah. And there's going to be some a reduction in the number of students that are allowed in the hog pen, where it was if you just showed your ID you could get in, and now there's going to be like 1,500 tickets or something like that for students. I know there was a change in the policy for the hog pen and the students, and it's not like it was in the past where you just showed your ID.
They limited it. I remember seeing that policy this year. Speaking of students, Clay, I told Tommy this, and you can maybe help shed some light. We were just thinking it's because of the weather. They told students yesterday they couldn't camp out for this game. You had students setting up tents, Musselman stopping by and shaking hands and
sure feels like a photo op to bring pizzas out there in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
or something.
and then they tell students they can't camp out. Is that just a safety concern because of the weather, you think?
Well, I think maybe COVID too, man. It's it seems like every time I hear of a policy change, the backdrop is COVID, and I think anytime you can avoid having students, outside at 15-degree nights, it's a good thing. I know you think that's okay. Just have more antifreeze, and but no, I think that's probably a good safety. And I applaud them if that's what they're doing. If they're thinking we're going to make it, keep them safe. And I've never been prone to camp out to get into a game, but I guess that's probably because I was raised, always had a ticket. But that seems a little bit to me like an accident looking for a place to happen.
They had it. I guess it's the weather. They had it for the Texas game.
They've had it many times before.
It's been many times before. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's COVID. I feel like they use COVID.
I think they were worried about a missing class.
What did you say? Higher institution of learning?
I mean, this is an institution of higher learning here. I mean, we got to get to class on time, right? That was the number one concern.
Professor Foley called in and was disappointed seeing his students not at class, so he did that. I'm kidding, Professor Foley. And that's going to do it for your Hog Update. It is brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 Meet Sparky.
All right, we got Valentine's Day coming up. Yep. There was a study just done internationally that apparently men, according to this report, say I love you in an average of 108 days, and women say it in 123 in the course of a relationship. Do you agree or disagree with their findings and their results?
It's not totally accurate. Clay will probably test it. It's I love you and I'm sorry. They go together for the man.
Okay.
That's usually I love you and I'm sorry and I love you. Either way works. You can transpose those. I think that's the phrase they're leaving out there, Clay, is the I'm sorry that goes along with it.
Usually it's I love you and I won't do that again.
So, that works too. That's a first cousin to that phrase.
It's not the added additional. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, coming up, we're going to have former national champion, 1994, Clint McDaniel. He's going to join us. What is it like to be the number one team in the country? Clint knows what it's like. We'll get some thoughts from him coming up in hour number 3 of a Toyota Tuesday.
Day 209 on the island. There is still no rescue in sight. I long for the simple comforts of home. The leather seats, the spacious interior, the 12.3-inch touchscreen display, and of course, the panoramic moonroof. If I could only gaze through it one more time.
Jerry!
What?
Stop talking about your Highlander and help me with the raft!
Frank seems more agitated than normal lately. Could it possibly be because he, too, misses my Toyota Highlander?
No, Jerry, it's not because I miss your Highlander. And stop acting like I can't hear you.
Yes, that must be it. Comparing his sad raft to my sleek-looking Highlander has finally broken him.
Just stop.
Experience the unforgettable 2022 Toyota Highlander for yourself. Visit your local dealer or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
See more and do more in a new 300 Series compact track loader from New Holland. Its industry-leading 360-degree visibility is truly something to see at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas. With its reverse camera and 8-inch multifunction LCD display, super boom lift technology, rock-solid stability, and redesigned controls, you'll work with greater speed, safety, and precision. Maximum productivity starts with a clear view. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today and see how a new 300 Series compact track loader helps you do more.
In stock now and available for sales on these dates at the Golf Nut. TaylorMade Stealth Carbon Face Driver February 4th. Cobra LTD X Woods Hybrids and Irons February 11th. And Callaway Rogue ST February the 18th. They have a great selection of new shoes from FootJoy, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Echo, and Puma. And don't forget about the golf balls from brands like Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Srixon, Bridgestone, and Vice. Check Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Your number one golf shop since 1994.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtech Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtech prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtech Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtech Technology without the headache.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly. Not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the patio and cozy dining room. River City Bistro, locally owned and open weekdays 11 till 8, Saturdays 10 till 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, glorious sunshine with our high in the upper 50s to lower 60s. A little bit of a southwesterly wind anywhere from 15, gusting at times to near 30 miles per hour. Clear, breezy tonight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 30s and sunshine back to near 60 on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Check out the Fish City Grill Ruskin and Zach podcast on hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light Next with 0 carbs and only 80 calories. It's brewed for what's next.
Derek Hood, Kareem Reed, Pat Bradley, Lance Keeling. Senior night, a success. Auburn knows it. The #2 team in the country and the regular season champions spanked in Arkansas tonight.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com. I hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just got to keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is hour number 3 of The Morning Rush. We're going to talk with Clint McDaniel, former Razorback, coming up, get some thoughts and perspective from a guy that knows what it takes to win a national championship here at Arkansas. This team that's coming in tonight is worthy of winning the national championship, but it's not your Arkansas Razorback, it's at the Auburn Tigers, and we'll talk about that coming up.
Peacemaker, Majestic, the place to get your tickets, and that's a great festival that's going to have a lot of headliners. I know that's it's not too early. Start making your plans to be at the Peacemaker.
Yeah, they just announced it coming up again. Check it out, peacemakerfest.com. The headliners, Zach Bryan, Lucas Nelson, Promise of the Real, Charlie Crockett and the Steelwoods, and again, they added the other artists too. You can check out all those at peacemakerfest.com. It's a 2-day concert event, July 29th and 30th. This will be, I think, my 4th one that I'm going to this upcoming year. It's one of my favorite events every single summer. It's a lot of different fun. Clay, you like some red dirt country, and I think depending on kind of where we at, I think this is a place that you would heavily enjoy. Last year, who they had? Cody Johnson last year? That's a person
I like
you really
Kojo, and you know, his song "Rodeo" is one of my favorites, and you know, it's John Party, you know, those kind of guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, George Strait is the ultimate, but you're not going to get him at Peacemaker, but you might get some of these other guys.
Yeah.
And again, it's a lot of fun. Check out all your information. Tickets are selling fast. So if you want to go to one of the best concerts in Arkansas, again, peacemakerfest.com. We're trying to reach Clint McDaniels. We're getting ready for this Arkansas basketball game later on tonight. We mentioned Arkansas is a 2.5-point underdog heading in to this basketball game. At some point tonight, the Razorbacks are going to get punched in the mouth. They're going to get hit. Auburn has too much talent for that not to happen. What's going to be key to me is how this team is response. We saw the resolve of this team against Auburn last year, down 19. But, guys, this is a much different Tiger squad that Bruce Pearl's bringing in here.
Arkansas's had a propensity to turning the ball over. They only had 6 turnovers against Mississippi State, Clay. I don't know if you can hold it to 6 against a team like Auburn, but you don't need live ball turnovers and easy transition points for Auburn, and nothing will take the crowd out faster than the opponent getting a dunk. So one thing Arkansas needs to do is keep the turnover. I know Musselman likes 9 or less, but you take a dozen or less tonight, and you'd feel like you have a chance to win the game. You get into 15, 18 turnovers, and I think Arkansas is going to get blown out.
Well, I think you're right. The dunks and layups, you got to cut down the penetration with their 2 great point guards. It's like those guys average 25, 12, and 13. And a lot of that is run outs, on turnovers. They're really quick to release, and their bigs find them. And then the same thing, the dunks on the lobs on the pick and roll to Kessler. You got to eliminate that. The back 3 have got to contest all of those lobs to keep him from getting his hands on for dunks. And that comes down to the team that gets the easiest looks, the team that gets the best shots always wins. And so I think you're right, Tommy. It starts with those turnovers and letting them have runouts.
And the matchup that a lot of people in and outside of this league are going to be focused on tonight is Jalen Williams at Walker Kessler. And Clay, I don't know if you know this, but they actually played in high school. Jalen had 33 points in that game when Coach Burnett came on. He talked about that. Here's what Muss said yesterday. Didn't want to speak for Jalen, but here's what he had to say about this matchup tonight.
I mean, Hutch, I think that's a great question for Jay Will, because I don't want to say one thing or the other and then have Jay Will be like, "Come on, Coach." So I don't really know. I had heard about that game, but I wasn't at the game. I didn't see it. To me, it's completely irrelevant. I do think Jalen Williams is playing with great confidence right now, regardless of opponent. But again, maybe Mike can get you on the phone with Jay Will.
So if you're Jalen Williams tonight, this is, again, a tougher matchup because Jalen's so good at coming over and taking charges. But if you watch Auburn, Clay, you brought this up, but they are so good at the lob. Kessler's 7'1". He has a knack for when to flash to the rim. And Jalen's strength, I think, could be taken advantage of when he comes over tonight. It's all about not letting straight-line drives happen for these quick guards like KD, like Wendell Green, and then when Jabari Smith gets to the rim. It's just a difficult matchup tonight for Arkansas in a variety of ways.
There'll be a lot of NBA scouts that are really interested in this game, this tape, because the 2 bigs, rarely do you see 2 that are this good with this kind of quickness in their feet, and they want to see Jalen against a taller player. And Jalen, he's listed at 6'10". He's probably 6'9". I've talked to Jimmy Counts, and Jimmy's 6'7". And he said Jalen's just a hair taller. And I mean, is Kessler a true 7'1"? I'm not sure. I don't know. Usually when they list somebody over 7 foot, they probably are over 7 foot. Yeah. He's not 7. Maybe he's 7 foot with his shoes off. But it's going to be a matchup that you watch the whole game, and foul trouble for either one of them is a serious blow for the team.
Yeah. Let me ask you about another guy that's been out of the lineup a while, but even was away from the team for a couple of games because of illness, is Connor Vanover because of his size. You mentioned Kessler. Clay, can you see a role for him tonight? Does he get some minutes? Does he use some fouls? Does he have a role in tonight's game?
I don't think so. I mean, it's beyond maybe the opening tip. He started some games, and I felt like that's why he was in the game, because he's out at 2 minutes. He's not quick enough on the pick and roll. And that's, I just think he would get lost in that. And the guards, will you either one of those guards will get to the rim if you don't have the right switch. And so I think it comes down to his quickness against Kessler's quickness, and I think Kessler would have a pretty good advantage.
Mm-hmm. The cheapest ticket I saw for tonight's game has now gone up to $90. I think it was down to 70-something earlier this week, and that's, Tommy, as you like to say, without fees, without taxes.
Add 20% to that.
Yeah, at least. And
so you're at 110-ish.
I had several Morning Rush listeners that text me yesterday, too, that one that lives in the house I live in and told me, you know what, I just bought $100, just went ahead and just ripped the Band-Aid off, did it. I mean,
if you're single, don't have kids, don't have diapers to buy, formula to buy, go for it.
But the reason
just cut into your beer for 3 weeks, you'll be all right.
The reason I bring that up is, do you think there's going to be non-season ticket holders that are willing to spend $100 on a ticket to enter this game tonight?
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of people do that. Now, one thing I will warn people, there's some scams out there on Facebook. You be really careful what you go into on Facebook buying tickets, because they're out there. Someone asked me, and I said, if it looks like it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
So, how close does this building get to being full tonight? It's Tuesday. It's 6 o'clock. There's high school games going on. Clay, I brought up the fact that a lot of people were down for a couple of days, or business-wise, the end of last week. They're playing catch-up this week. Getting away for a 6 o'clock tip if you had to drive a few hours, ties over his rolling his eyes.
No, but you can watch your kid anytime. This is the number one team in the country that has never stepped foot.
If my child was playing, cheering, doing whatever, I'm not missing my kid's game for this game or any other Arkansas game. I mean, my kid's going to always come first. So
you can watch your kid anytime. This is the number one team in the country that's coming to the house.
I've made some calls in the last 2 days because some people have asked me for tickets, and that's always a mistake because I don't have access to tickets. But I was just curious to what kind of a sellout this is. A hard sellout, a very tough ticket. I wouldn't go early thinking I was going to get a ticket outside. I think it'll be a tough event to get into.
Yeah.
So what does that say?
And I'm just last thing for me, finding someone to take your ticket if you can't go. This is the easiest one of the year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm hoping that pushes that crowd to 18-5, 19. We don't get an actual number anymore from them. It'll be 19-2 on the box score, but you'll be able to look at it tonight and see when you're there.
So what does that say if they have 19,000 plus in there? What does that say about?
It says you had the number one team in the country coming in. I mean, I think you've had other great teams on Saturdays, but I think when you play number one, it's different.
I think it's a combination of you have a chance to beat the number one team. That's part of it, because this is an Arkansas basketball program that is surging, and going to the Elite Eight was kind of like the curtain was lifted on the Eric Musselman era, and you think we've got a coach comparable to some of our great coaches in the past. We've got great players. The thing is rolling again, and that's what leads to a hard sellout. Even, usually it would take Kentucky to make a hard sellout, and that's with 500 Kentucky fans buying up the loose tickets. I think Auburn fans are going to have a hard time. There won't be, other than the 50 that they get, there won't be a lot of Auburn people in the building.
Now, for Auburn fans looking for a ticket, Clay, just go to Facebook. There's plenty of opportunities for you Auburn fans out there on Facebook.
Oh, you're going to have your heart broken.
That's okay.
In your pocketbook lighting.
So, hey, if you're not going to make it to the game tonight, you don't have a ticket, head over to Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's Taco Tuesday all day long. $1 tacos on the crunchy beef and chicken tacos. Also tonight during the game, half-price apps and taps. Plus, it's always a great crowd there on Tuesdays anyway. They've got other tacos and other specials as well. The sides are just 75 cents. Pork belly tacos, that'd be good for a game tonight. Just $3.25. The brisket tacos, $3.25. And the crunchy beef and chicken, just $1 tonight. And all the appetizers and all the beers on tap, half price during the game. It's the only place to watch the game tonight. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. in Fort Smith.
You were asking about tempo yesterday. Muss got asked about that same thing. Here's what he said when you look at Auburn and how fast they go at times.
We have played a little bit slower paced at times this year, and we played fast at times. So, maybe those adjustments will have to be made in game depending how the game is going as well.
I wonder, as you pointed out earlier, Tommy, if you play up-tempo tonight, that I believe plays in Auburn's hands. But it's not like Arkansas's played slow this season. They hadn't played as fast as they did last year because the offensive output hasn't been as potent there. But I don't know what he's going to try and do. He was talking about how they're going up against shot blockers tonight. Again, Auburn leads the conference, and Walker Kessler leads the country in blocks per game, and how Arkansas is going to try and, articulate its body, not articulate, whatever that word's called, where you try to contort your body and draw fouls and get contact and stuff. And they're going to try and do that. It's also going to depend on what the officiating looks like tonight and if they're calling fouls or if they're letting the boys play. But I don't know what you do in this situation, because I think Arkansas at times their strength has been when they run, but we know Auburn's strength is getting up and down the floor consistently.
You look at what Ben Howland tried to do the other night, just kind of muddy the water, if you will, and ugly up the game. Maybe Arkansas tries a bit of that strategy tonight, but the problem with Auburn is, okay, you shut down Kessler, you run a box in one, you do some things defensively to take him away. There's three other guys standing there that can beat you. And Clay went through that earlier. I mean, it's not just shutting down Kessler tonight is the key, because, Clay, there's about four guys that can score 20 points tonight if given the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I would start with Jabari Smith's the best player in the country. He's number one overall pick. He will be a very rich man soon. He's 6'10". He has a beautiful jump shot. It is pure. You cannot block it, and he's got a step back. So, and he makes threes. I mean, he's made, I think, 40 threes. Their leading three-point shooter is 6'10". That it just changes things when your 6'10" can come away from the basket like that and make jump shots, and that's why Jalen Williams has become more and more valuable, is because he is a threat in the big. You see, I think Kessler's got to come away from the basket, and that allows JD and some of the other guys to get to the rim tonight. So I think that's important, Jalen's threat from outside.
Good question from Mark in Jonesboro, who texted in. Anyone can text in 877-377-6963 asking about if announcers are in attendance. It is Tom Hart, Dane Bradshaw, and Alyssa Lane, who are all in attendance for this game. And now we prefer you listen right here with Chuck Barrett and Matt Zimmerman, but if you do watch on television tonight on ESPN2, they will be in attendance.
Over-under on how long it takes for Twitter to go nuts because they're favoring Auburn with the announcing.
Yeah, I think these guys are really good.
Yeah,
both of them. And
but it's a common fan complaint. So.
Yeah, my favorite color guy is Dane Bradshaw, who's a Tennessee player. And I know him, and he's terrific. I'm excited. I know where he works. He works for Thunder Thornton at Thunder Enterprises in Chattanooga. He's been doing games from his basement, but he'll be there tonight, and I think he's going to have a big time.
Let's go to the phone lines and welcome in JW, who is in London. JW, you got a question about tickets tonight. Go ahead.
Well, more of my experience in the past than tickets. In the middle 90s and the late 90s, I taught at two schools in Arkansas. First couple of years, I taught at Mountainburg. The principal, who was an old football coach and wanted to keep me because not only did I teach Spanish, I also taught English and journalism at his old school. Well, he let it be known that I wanted tickets. So I would just take any ticket that anybody gave me, or would sell me at any time, usually at face value. So I got to see a lot of games. Then when I moved to Clarksville to teach, the band director there, during this time of year, it's very hard sometimes for them to get away midweek because of basketball and because of other commitments. So I took any ticket that he had, no matter who it was playing. And after a few years, I started getting good tickets on Saturdays and that sort of thing. And what I'm saying to your listeners out there, if you can develop a relationship with somebody, not just for this year, but maybe for next year, it never hurts, because I went to some games that it was still rocking up there in those days. But at the same time, I went to some games that were, marquee games. But because of that, I got to see a lot of other games. And my son and I made many trips during the 90s up there, in the late 90s up there. Anyway, thank you.
Thanks, JW. So what he's saying in those terms is if you become friends with Clay and you message him on
Clay's
Facebook.
always got extra tickets. He's got 10 extra for tonight. He's not even telling you
Just message him on Facebook and he'll have some tickets for
absolutely.
you at any point.
Face value or less.
I can get you in the Norfolk Melbourne game.
I want to close out this segment with two crazy stories, and y'all tell me which is more nuts. So there's this Georgia police department that's pushing exes. And here's the social media post. Do you have an ex-Valentine and know they have outstanding warrants? Do you have information that they are driving with drugs in their car? Give us a call with their location, and we'll take care of the rest. So they want them to spend a special night on Valentine's Day in the penitentiary, if you will. They'll get glamour shots. They'll get platinum bracelets along with everything. Or is it a Canadian woman that found a homeless man living in her car trunk for 3 straight days? Can you imagine if you popped open your trunk to get something out and a naked homeless man just started looking at you or running out of the car? What would you do in that situation?
He'd been in there 3 days?
3 days.
Would it take you 3 days to say no, enough of this?
I would think that you smell like the car.
I'm guessing you haven't been in your car in 3 days if you didn't know a person was in the trunk.
I guess. And in that situation.
Hey, it's cold outside this time of the year.
I'd keep my basketball shoes in my trunk, and then I'd pull them out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so it wouldn't last 3 days. But man, what would you do in that situation if you found a naked man in your trunk? Yours, you see the back of your car.
Yeah, I don't have a trunk necessarily. I've got an SUV.
Visualize yourself having a trunk and opening up to a naked man there.
I think first thing you do is close the trunk.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say open it up and say get out. You just shut it back.
I think I would close the trunk and then make a call.
Yeah, I think I would. That would detain the suspect, so to speak. Yeah.
What about the idea that
I would wonder? I mean, then after you kind of calm down a little bit, how in the world they get in there?
Well, I mean, if you've had a hard time getting a date lately, maybe you offer a jacket.
But
on the relationship aspect, do you think it's that?
That was for Ty.
Okay, yeah, I assume so. Do you think the exes are that vindictive where they would call and get their ex arrested, male or female? Do you think there's relationships that have ended that badly?
I've seen a few police departments doing this lately. And I think it's only tongue in cheek, jokingly, trying to.
Yeah, I think Ty, if you're worried about this, you should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of your exes calling. Yeah.
Well, I was wondering why Clay wanted the number for the Barling PD the other day. So.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done anything recently that would allow me to be.
But you don't have any exes.
Yeah, you got to have a date first. You know.
I had a date 2 weeks ago.
Allegedly. We haven't seen the box
Congratulations.
score yet. Thank you. We haven't seen the box score.
The box score. Bring the receipts into work. Yeah. Bring the picture into work.
I mean, you live everything in your life on social media. We didn't see a picture of that. So if it doesn't happen on social media, did it actually happen?
Ty, when you have a date, where do you take her?
Where do I take her? I mean, it just varies on the girl, Clay. Depends on her vibe and her mood. And
where was
this last one? Yeah.
Dinner in the basketball game.
Okay. Where was dinner?
Feeding.
Don't say a drive-through.
Feeding Folly on Dixon.
Okay.
Does that work?
No.
Does that meet your standards?
I don't know. You have to tell me whether it worked or not.
I don't know.
Is there a second date?
There was, yeah.
I guess it did work then. Hey, tomorrow about 7:20, Brett Good's going to join us from Henderson Phillips. He's a former Razorback, former Green Bay Packer. Some thoughts on the upcoming Super Bowl from Brett as he'll join us for the conversation. Hey, if you need to have a conversation about group life, group health, group benefits for your company, give Brett a call, 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. He'll be with us tomorrow at 7:20.
Talk some more Arkansas basketball coming up. Also going to get to your SEC update. What's going down in Auburn, Alabama? Well, not the basketball, but the football program.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Make your backyard dreams a reality this summer with an in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. Save $5,000 this month on select in-ground pools. And with payments starting at $290 a month, your own backyard oasis is not out of reach. Be one of the first 7 families to call and receive a free upgrade to a saltwater system, a nearly $2,000 value. Save $5,000 and get a free upgrade at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and online at burtonpools.com.
At Clay Maxey Auto Group, making the relationship has been what we've always been about. Can't control the market, but we can control who we are and how we act every day. And we're just going to be really good at being us. It's always been more than just selling the cars or servicing them. It's a people business. We're here to take care of the customer. To me, it's important that it's about the relationship, not the transaction. Come visit us today at Clay Maxey Auto Group.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street.
Here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or
25 years of experience specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Get the best value, service, and TV locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Stop in and ask us about the Hopper 3, Dish's most advanced DVR that delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now. WOW World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or online at shopwownow.com. World of Wireless is located at 601 Church Street in Barling, next to Frank Rowe Furniture. That's 601 Church Street in Barling. Come see us at our new location.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Likes on the other end, drives to the elbow, cut off, feeds Jalen Williams for a two-hand slam.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Arkansas received 74 votes, second in the AP, not named to the AP top 25. And I know that Tommy likes to say the disrespect card. Well, that's going to be used a lot tonight when Arkansas is not in this team ranked. I think Eric Musselman is going to use it a little bit, telling his team, well, you're not ranked. You guys don't, apparently, you guys don't deserve to be ranked according to the AP voters. So why don't you show them tonight and prove that you do deserve to be ranked? Talk more about this Arkansas basketball team, number one team in the country, coming to your house. Coming up.
Got a full house on disrespect cards that the disrespect crowd can play tonight. Hey, Burton Pools and Spas can make some neighborhood respect for you in your own backyard this summer with your own in-ground pool. They got special savings right now, kind of preseason or early bird specials, if you will, with $5,000 off select in-ground pools. There's a variety of different setups and designs to choose from. That means payments are as low as $290 a month right now, and they'll go one extra. You'll be one of the first families to sign up and get on the schedule to get in your in-ground pool for this summer. They'll upgrade you to a saltwater pool at no extra charge. That's about a $2,000 upgrade, and will save you money each and every month of the summer with all of the chemicals and the ease of maintenance. It will be so much better with the saltwater pool. So sign up right now in February and be one of the first 7 and get that free upgrade. It's at Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com.
Eric Musselman put out his attire yesterday for tonight. He's got the white shoes, the white belt, the white wristband, the white socks, and the white polo shirt, which he's going to be mocking. Guys, what kind of white
white pants,
attire?
White shirt? He's going to look like an orderly at the senior center.
He's going to look quite entertaining, I think, tonight. Are we going to see some crazy outfits in the whiteout tonight? I would expect that you're going to see some odd things. People are going to be dressed like snowmen. The students, they've saved the Sharkensaw for the Kentucky game, I was told. So I don't think you're going to see that. I'm curious if they've kind of huddled up and grouped together. I know there's going to be white pom-poms. Clay, are you... First of all, I don't think we've asked you this. Are you going to the game tonight, or are you just watching?
No, I'm watching at home tonight.
Okay.
I'll be home. We got Matt Jones will be there, Dudley will be there, and Scotty Bordelin from our Whole Hog Sports website. They'll all three be there. I didn't figure they needed or could we get a fourth seat? That would have been – I didn't try. I don't know if I could get one or not. But that's a lot of seats to ask for.
Yeah. Scotty wrote a really good piece on J.D. Note and kind of his high school experience and Bruce Pearl recruiting. He was trying to recruit Ashton Hagans, but J.D. being a part. I think he was averaging like 22 points a game, if I remember that correctly from Scotty's piece. If you haven't read it, I would encourage you to. But what kind of – I'm assuming that Dudley and Scotty and Matt, they're not going to be wearing white tonight. They're just going to be wearing whatever. I expect Dudley's either going to be wearing, I can see it now, a Celtics or Cardinals or Cowboys jersey. Matt's going to be wearing something studious, and Scotty's going to look like he did in college, probably just wearing a Patagonia. But I would think that you're going to see some pretty entertaining outfits tonight because –
Dudley will have a mixture of all three of his teams.
Yeah. Cardinal hat.
He
with
has that shirt,
Celtic
doesn't he?
Shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't ever ask what they're wearing, so I'm not making any prediction.
Yeah.
But you're right, Matt will be. It'll be khakis and some kind of a navy shirt. Every shirt he has is blue. I think that there's been a young lady somewhere in the past say that his eyes matched blue shirts, and he's stuck on that. And I've told him that before, and he just smiles. So I think I'm on target there.
So
he's married, isn't he?
So
yeah, but I mean, there would be somebody in the past that did that. That's what I'm saying. like when he was like 14.
So how crazy can you get with a whiteout atmosphere? I mean, you only have to really have the white on from the waist up. I mean, you don't have to go full-blown muscleman and, again, look like the orderly at the psychiatric ward.
He's going to have he'll have like navy trousers on or something like that, right?
I thought you said his white trousers. Did
I don't
mishear
what
what you
trousers.
said?
I don't
it's white
think
belt.
they don't have a pants. I see white belt.
Well, that would
white
be
polo.
that would be the ultimate. White pants. I know we're. Can you do that before Memorial Day? What are the rules?
If you wear white pants, then you look like a Texas A&M cheerleader. So I would not advise that.
This is good advice you give, Clay. So even for fans, I mean, to me, you would you want to stand out. You want to make a statement.
Dark trousers,
white pants, red belt, white shirt, red shoes. Now that would be the ticket for tonight.
I once wore white golf shoes. I thought that was pretty cool. Not anymore.
You need the ones that Cousin Eddie pulled out of the box in Christmas Vacation. Those are the kind of white shoes you need for a game of this magnitude tonight.
Oh yeah,
those are the ones. Those are nice, Clark.
Kyle in Lavaca said someone
want to get you something nice.
He wants someone to dress like Mr. Clean tonight.
That's it.
The white polo shirt. You asked how crazy it could get with the white out. The white pops off the red seats. It gives it more of, sometimes people blend in, not all the way, but they blend in a little bit because the seats in the arena are red. The white gives it more of a pop and stuff. And you think about the Syracuse game, the Kentucky game. I think there's 2 Kentucky games that they had the white out. It's a pretty stellar image.
I'd like to win one of those.
Yeah, you would like to.
I mean, you mentioned all these atmospheres in these games.
You won 2014. That's one you won. And I think you, lost the other 2 to Syracuse. And you lost to
it's
Kentucky.
been 7 years. I think it's 2015 the last time you even played a number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, and that was Kentucky in the SEC tournament in Nashville. That's it's been that long, and again, a great opportunity tonight.
Again, I still find it amazing with the history, and I know the conference hadn't had a lot of number 1s. It's getting better, but that Bud Walton Arena has never hosted a number 1 team. That is still amazing to me. Hey, check out our hitthatline.com podcast network presented by Breeden RV. In there, you will find Coffee with Counsel featuring Kevin Hickey and Brad Hall. Great legal advice. We all want free legal advice. Hey, who's your attorney? Well, go Kevin Hickey, Brad Hall. They're our attorneys on Coffee with Counsel. There's 11 different episodes that have a variety of different topics and a great sports conversation that go along with them. Listen to those podcasts and listen for the particular subject maybe you've got some interest in right now. Then call Kevin or Brad, 479-434-2414 in the River Valley, 802-6560 for their Northwest Arkansas office. And find out more about the podcast, Brad and Kevin, and more online, artriallawyers.com. That's artriallawyers.com.
We're going to talk about this Auburn football stuff coming up next.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
What's better than getting something for free? Winning. Woo-hoo! And with the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, you get the chance to do both. For $5, you get 3 tickets, a Powerball ticket with Power Play, a Mega Millions ticket, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket. That's 3 ways to win. So ask for the $5 bundle today. Bundle is eligible with Quick Picks only. Offer ends February 28th. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know that sometimes roof damage goes unnoticed? Have you seen a few houses in your neighborhood get new roofs in the past couple of years? It could be that your roof has damage. Brothers Roofing and Restoration is a properly licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Brother Alexander has over 25 years of experience in home insurance adjusting and residential roofing. Let Brother come do a free inspection of your roof. He'll give you a complete analysis of your roof and work with your insurance company if it needs to be replaced. So call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother to inspect your roof.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Hi folks, matchmaker Larry Rath here with a sweetheart of a deal from Rath Auto Resources. I'm on a mission to help you find the nicer, newer car of your dreams. So if the thrill is gone with your old ride, come see the best selection of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Just find the one you love the best and let our friendly, non-commissioned solution specialists do the rest. With discounts up to $4,100 below retail and the highest trade-in values ever, you'll be head over heels for the deals too. Going to make it work with the car you have? Let us give it the attention it deserves in our Meineke Car Care Center with a free winter-ready inspection, half-off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires. But hurry, this deal will be over quicker than your first crush. Start driving better today in a nicer, newer car you love from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Here's an awesome addition to your toolbox at an amazing price. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or pro, right now Metters Lumber True Value has the DeWalt 37-piece screwdriving set for just $14.99. The tough snap-close case holds a wide assortment of bits and nut drivers for almost any project on your list. Each bit is cut from shock-resistant tool steel, and the snub-nose design fits perfectly into hex socket adapters. Head over to Metters Lumber True Value to save on this bargain of the month now, while supplies last.
For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
You know the old saying, give weeds an inch and they'll take your yard. Call Tri-Hill to fight off those weeds. We do yard treatments, fertilization at an affordable price, and always our estimates are free. We also do arbor jets for trees and treatment for your shrubs. Call Tri-Hill Turf and Pest Control, servicing the River Valley since 1986. Area code 479-782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest Control.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Ashley Air. Keeping your home comfortable is what they do best. Trust them with your heating and cooling needs. Go to AshleyAir.com to request service today.
We played the soundbite earlier of Chris Lowe on McElroy and Kublik talking about some potential next head coaches, and there was one that wasn't mentioned that Clay brought up, and that's the name Kevin Steele, who's currently the Miami defensive coordinator. Had ties, was at Auburn, has been around the block in the SEC. So, guys, 4 names. Mike, I don't know why Mike leads there. I didn't mean to write that. Kevin Steele, Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, and Mike Gundy. That was the name I was supposed to add. Of those 4 guys, if you had to pick one, Who's most likely to be the upcoming Auburn head coach?
Kevin Steele. I'm with Clay. I think this is the guy that the power brokers, the cartel, whatever you want to call them in Auburn, wanted originally, and I think that's who they'll go get this time. But, Clay, your point about Mike Gundy and his willingness to listen more intently to future conversations, I think, is on point right now.
You know, they always say that when push comes to shove, Mike's wife is going to say we're not leaving, and that's potential. But I think there was a lot of criticism at Oklahoma State that they didn't get it done against Baylor. It might have got his feelings hurt, so we'll see. I mean, I'm not in the know on Oklahoma State football anymore. I'm just not. But it would not surprise me if he moves. I think everybody always just says he's a lifer, he's not going to. But I think he's been close at times. Maybe this is the right time.
I think Gage, he's got 3 sons, Gage, Gunner, and Gavin. Gavin was a student at the University of Arkansas. Gunner's currently at Oklahoma State. And then Gage is either a junior or senior at Stillwater High School. So I don't know if that would factor into him have to wait a year.
That goes back to mom, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to wait a year or two till he graduates or what that. But always think about it as the mom and kids are a big part when it comes to potential like this. Clay, we also brought up in hour one, this is according to 24/7 Sports, that Texas is looking to add David Cutcliffe in an off-field analyst role. And the rationale that we at least expect behind that is because they want to get more in the Arch Manning sweepstakes. We know that Cutcliffe was the OC under Fulmer at Tennessee under Peyton Manning, or with Peyton Manning, and then was the head coach at Ole Miss back when Eli was there. What are the odds that if he gets hired in the on-the-field position that Arch leans a little more Longhorn if that ends up happening?
Hey, I couldn't tell you. That sounds like, 2 and 2 comes up to 4, but I don't know. And I mean that, whether that's the bottom line in it, I don't know. But it's interesting that's there's always been the cow with the calf, right? I mean, it just maybe that's what they got to do.
You want to help me understand that
the
reference?
cow with a calf? You were raised on a farm. You've told us before about your deep agricultural background. You ought to know
cow.
Exactly,
the calf's coming along.
Yeah.
I think I've stated that I used to go there in the summer up to Hattieville,
you
Arkansas.
worked on the farm. I figured that would be an easy. I thought Clay was giving you a layup
I
there.
occasionally worked. We didn't have cattle.
Everybody else got it, Ty. Just roll with it.
Just trying to understand some of your.
That's a Danny Fordism.
Yeah.
A Danny Fordism. Okay. Yeah. All right.
The cow with the calf.
The cow with the cow.
The calf with the cow, however you want to say it.
The calf with the cow. Okay. Luke Fickell was quoted by On3 Sports talking about the Alabama game where they lost in the semifinal. He said, maybe emotionally we didn't do a good enough job preparing this team. Guys, is anyone emotionally prepared to play Nick Saban in Alabama? We know Georgia was this past season with Kirby Smart in the national championship game. But when you play Alabama, is anyone truly emotionally ready for that football game and that talent that you have to face?
I think you can be emotionally ready. I think there's probably a lot of teams that reach that level. They're not physically ready.
Yeah.
They don't have the talent.
I mean, when it comes down to separating the cow from the calf, they just can't go. So.
No, they can't do it. You're right. Yeah.
Can't do it. They still need.
Hey, I got a great Danny Ford story. If we have time, we have time for that.
I know the story. It is a good one.
Yeah. So I was walking outside the Burrell Center delivering magazines, and Danny's Ford was walking down. He goes, "You want to go to Siloam with me tonight?" I said, "You mean right now?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm speaking in an hour and a half." And so I rode over in a truck with him, and we're 15 minutes away from the start of the program, and he pulls into the sales barn, the fairgrounds or whatever you want to call it, just outside
cattle
town.
auction.
Yeah, and we're in the stands. And I said, "Danny, we're gonna miss your dinner." And he said, "They won't start without me." And we watched, about 20 cows come through, and he was just figuring out what the price was on cows that day and calves. And we went to the dinner, and they were about halfway through, the meal, and sat down. And he did it. I mean, I was just like, this is stunning. But that was Danny.
That and the other good one on him is he loved to make bread in the office, right? He had a bread maker. There'd be staff meetings going on. He'd be had a bread maker making bread.
And he was following the stock market because he had a lot of money from his Clemson days invested in stocks. And so making bread and following the stock market, that's what Danny did.
My late grandpa used to make homemade bread, and it was fantastic. That
The
would
smell.
be, that would be something I would like to learn how to do at some point in time.
Just gotta get you a bread making machine.
Yeah, he had one of those things. It took forever to make, but he loved doing it.
That was a 90s thing.
And that was when Daddy Joe was doing it in the 90s and early 2000s, so that doesn't surprise me. All right, last headline here on your SEC update. Matthew Stafford was asked if he could pick an actor to play himself in a movie. Who would that be? He said Leonardo DiCaprio.
If we were casting the movie of your life, who do you think would play you?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I'll say Leonardo DiCaprio. He's one of my favorites. Big-time actor. Special actor. I don't know how he is at throwing the football, but modern technology, I'm sure we can make it look good.
Now, I think you and I have answered this question before, but who do you think would be a good actor to play Clay?
Not
we
Brad
could pick
Pitt.
Someone.
John
Malkovich?
That would be a good one, yeah.
Think Malkovich can handle that?
Maybe Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, an old George Clooney.
Tom Hanks?
No, not George Clooney. He's too good looking.
How about Tom Hanks?
I think Tom Hanks would fit them. Tom's pretty tall, isn't he? He's about Clay size, about 6'2", isn't he? You okay with Tom Hanks, Clay?
Got the part on the side like Clay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think you'd have to go with, you'd maybe go with what was the Tom Skerritt, who was the dad in River Runs Through It, because he's kind of got some age and he's got the fly fishing ability. So that's how you would need to probably typecast Clay.
I'd be the older guy, right? Yeah. And a River Runs Through It.
BE says that's what I'm saying. The dad, Tom Skerritt, or however you say his last name. Gene Hackman is what BE suggested.
I like the Gene Hackman.
Gene's in his 90s.
He's old.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old too. I'm old as dirt.
You're not that old.
You're not 90.
Yeah. All right, that's your SEC update. It is brought to you by Ashley Air, proud sponsors of Razorback Athletics. You can heat up your home in February with a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. And until the end of the month, no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems, and the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your appointment. That's AshleyAir.com.
All right, gut check time here on the Morning Rush. When we look at this game tonight, Tommy, you were saying some things during the break. You just feel like Arkansas's, they're not going to do it tonight.
Well, I think you look at several games, and I think if we went back and looked at the boxes from this year, as I was kind of scrolling through it when you challenged me, Arkansas's fallen behind in some of the bigger games this year. Oklahoma, I think about one. There's other games where you had to fight out early. That's the key for Arkansas tonight is don't be down 11-5 3 minutes in the ballgame. Don't make Muss have to call a timeout before the under 16. You can't afford to dig out of the hole all night long tonight, but it's going to be an uphill battle. I know people are energized, and there's going to be 18,000, 19,000 there or whatever. There's going to be a great atmosphere till tip-off, and we'll see if they can sustain that. But I think we also got to realize you're fighting Mike Tyson tonight. And as he used to say, everybody's got a game plan till you get punched in the mouth. Clay, it's about how you respond tonight. I think it's turnovers. It's keeping Jalen Williams in the ballgame, and can Amude and Note combine for 35? If those two guys combine for 35, I think you got a chance to win the game.
Yeah, I think Arkansas wins. I've got a good feeling about it, and I mean it's an upset, but it's a game that I think is just dialed up perfect for them in the sweet spot. So I mean, I think they're on a roll. I think Auburn has struggled a little bit on the road. They could have lost at Missouri. They could have lost at Georgia, and that's those are teams that you would think they would just dominate. I just have a good feeling about Arkansas, and that that winning streak for Auburn is gonna snap at some point.
I mean, you can roll the dice all day, but eventually 7's going to come up at the wrong time.
Here's what I would say to what you said. If you watched Eric Musselman, not just here but at Nevada as well, his biggest victories have been when they come from behind. Now, can you afford to come from behind against this Auburn team? We'll have to wait and see tonight. On that note, I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas was down, but then they came back and won the basketball game. His best wins as a basketball coach have been where they've come from behind. Oral Roberts, Cincinnati, those are his two best wins as Arkansas and Nevada.
You expend a lot of energy doing that.
No, that's very fair. Secondly,
as long as they're not way behind.
Yeah,
I'm talking about 8 or 10 behind early.
Yeah, that's okay.
Here's the second thing.
2 possessions is 6 points. Yeah.
You know what? They were down 18 to Baylor or something like that in the Elite Eight and fought their way back. But you expend a ton of energy doing
that. Second thing, Arkansas in this game tonight and the fans. Auburn's been to Alabama and Coleman, which was a rowdy. It's a rivalry game. That arena does not hold a candle to what they're walking into tonight. Will it be the 19-plus thousand, the 20-plus thousand you had on 99 in the number 2 team in the country? No. Will it be 2014 Kentucky or 2019 Kentucky? No. This is still the best atmosphere that they'll play all season long. And they struggled against Missouri. They struggled against Georgia. This is not the same Auburn team on the road as it is at home. If Arkansas was playing this game in Auburn tonight, they're not winning.
Yeah, but they didn't struggle to Georgia and Missouri because of atmosphere. They just played down to those guys.
But that's what I'm saying.
Good teams. I can remember, Arkansas 94, 95, and some other Arkansas teams. They love this kind of atmosphere. They embraced it. And you see how Auburn handles it. You'll know 5 minutes into the game whether they're a little tight. So that's what you hope for. And maybe the foul trouble plays in their favor. But J.D. Note and Jalen Williams got to stay out of foul trouble. They've had some of that lately. That's the key to me.
If Auburn wins tonight, I don't see them losing in conference play the rest of the way. They might lose. They maybe might lose to Tennessee. If they don't lose tonight, I don't see them losing until the SEC tournament, if not winning in the NCAA tournament. That is how much scheduling-wise they have it the rest of the way. It's easier. Tennessee is, again, their only, I think, very difficult road game that they have to go to the rest of the way. But again, reminder, 5:30 pregame coverage beginning here, ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com. You'll start hearing Chuck and Z then, and then the game tits off at 6. Make sure you turn in your Eric Musselman note to your boss, to your employer, to your general manager, so you can get off early, and show them the tickets too, as Tommy brought up yesterday and today, to make sure that you actually have a valid reason, not just so you can get off early and get the stakes going for the game at home, but you can actually get up to Fayetteville to Bud Walton Arena.
Put your beer on ice before you leave for work this morning.
Yes, exactly. For Clay, Tommy, and Drew, I'm Ty. Everyone have a great Super Tuesday. We'll see what happens tonight.
Make your backyard dreams a reality this summer with an in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. Save $5,000 this month on select in-ground pools, and with payments starting at $290